And Tampa Bay just aren't getting the 20 big gainers, whereas last year that was the signature of this offense in Cincinnati with Blake. Around the corner goes Garrison Hurst and toppled at the 45-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 4. Bruce Coslett, the former head coach in New York with the Jets, he's the man calling the plays on offense. It's interesting, he's matched up against Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator for San Francisco.
And what I really found interesting yesterday, they called each other this week and talked. They're going to compete against each other, but they're still giving each other the, well, I guess a little friendly business, saying we're going to beat you and I'm going to beat you.
Well, they're very, very close friends. I mean, that goes way back into family. So.
Way back into high school. The toss to be well read by San Francisco. They've been doing their homework. They saw that one coming.
Well, what they did, the San Francisco 49ers on the line and wiped out the pulling guard. There's just absolutely no place to go. Watch this. Now there's Norton, 51, coming across the line of scrimmage. He takes on 2 people. You stop the tackle from getting out. When you do that, all you have to do now is just let Marquise Pope come up and make the play. Excellent defense.
Well, Lee Johnson, who leads the league with that 49.4 average, kicks it to Dexter Carter at the 15. And we welcome those of you that have seen New England upset Indianapolis 27-9. Lee Johnson punting for Cincinnati, and for the first time today, the 49ers have the ball. A short kick from the top NFL punter statistically of just 35 yards, no return. Here comes Steve Young after 3 games on the bench with a deep groin injury. Young will run the offense today. Here's the starting offensive line of Wallace, Brown, Sapolo, Dahlman, and Harris Barton. In the backfield, Derek Lavelle and Anthony Lynn. Both Kirby and Bardell are injured. The great Jerry Rice joined by rookie Terrell Owens, and the tight end is Ted Popson. And before the first snap, invasion by the Bengals, were they drawn off?
False start, 65 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Ray Brown, a bit too eager.
Ray Brown got in his position, Dick, and he got his hand down and he decided, I'm going to move my shoulders just a little bit, get comfortable. And when he did that, they called him.
10 years with the Redskins, Ray Brown. Played at Arkansas State. Out of the backfield, Jerry Rice, and Young looks for a secondary target. He's intercepted at the 29-yard line. Ashley Ambrose picks it off, his 5th interception of the year. Ambrose, the former Colton unrestricted free agent pick of Cincinnati.
I want to just say one thing. You remember a week ago Kelly comes off of 3 games he's not playing. The first play he throws is intercepted by Zach Thomas. Look at this. Here it is, the first throw to Jerry Rice by Steve Young, and it's picked off.
And Ashley Ambrose, an aggressive corner, a free agent this year from the Indianapolis Colts. Loves to take chances as a corner on defense. He's been successful this year. Played Jerry Rice tight and makes a wonderful interception.
Well, that's the kind of play and more of them that Shula needs to pull off an upset win here in San Francisco at the 29. Play action by Blake, and he has to throw it away. And almost intercepted as that ball hung up. He thought he had delivered it away from harm, but Merton Hanks, as that ball fluttered in the wind almost with a shoestring catch.
You know, remember Steve Young said, I'm an aggressive player yesterday, and he said, whenever I'm going to do that, I'm going to pull that ball down and run. Well, here's where it's almost intercepted. The ball just hangs up, and Blake is trying to throw it away. But Steve Young had the opportunity to run on the very first play, Phil, and didn't do it.
2nd down and 10. Blake took a big hit as he delivered that last pass. Protected a little better this time. A screen to Garrison Hurst, 25. Good piece of running by Hurst, and he's close to a first down at the 19-yard line. Finally tackled by Bryant Young.
Well, good call by Bruce Coslett, the offensive coordinator for the Bengals. Passing situation, the 49er defense aggressive. Let them come through, throw the screen play. You can see the over-aggressiveness of the 49ers defensive line. And Garrison Hurst having a fine year. When the ball gets in his hands, you have to be look out because he can take it all the way.
He's averaging 4.3 rushing. He leads the Bengals. It was a first down. Hurst again, quick cut. And he has nearly 5 more inside the 15-yard line. Roy Barker, acquired as a free agent from Minnesota, made the tackle. Ashley Ambrose, this young man getting a chance on the very first opportunity as he picked up his 5th interception, but he stole it from the hero from Mississippi Valley State, his alma mater, Jerry Rice. He said he saw Rice when he was in college. He said, someday I'm going to get to play against you. Second down, Blake with protection this time, and then his receiver's covered. He has to eat it. Barker with a sack, his 5th of the year.
You know, when you have an aggressive defense and you look at the San Francisco 49ers, this is a coverage sack, because Blake, when he first comes up to throw the ball, look, this is supposed to be a very quick pass. Blake steps back, fake, look, and the man's not open. Now, here's where I say the coverage sack. Right there is where Barker has enough time to get to the quarterback. Thank the guys in the defensive secondary.
Eric Bieniemy, the former Charger, number 21 in the backfield. He's their 3rd down back. Gun in motion. Blake, the quick pop, complete. And to the 5-yard line goes Dunn. He has only 5 catches all season, but that's a big one for the man who grew up nearby and attended Fresno State.
Well, when a defense is playing man coverage 3rd and 10, this allows you to throw short passes 4 and 5 yards, and receivers to pick up the extra yardage for the first down. Good call play by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Didn't you like where he threw the ball, though, down and away where no one has a chance to get it but Dunn?
14-yard play, 1st and goal at the 5. Blake, world of time, touchdown. If it counts, a flag is down as Tony McGee, the tight end from Michigan, up high to Spirit, but did he push off making the catch?
Against San Francisco.
Holding. Defense, number 51. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Ken Norton of the 49ers with the illegal use of the hands, and Tony McGee with his 2nd touchdown of the season.
Yeah, when you have all this time, you better be able to score a touchdown. I mean, Jeff Blake stood back there and no one even got close.
Give up 10 sacks last week. This week already getting time to throw. That created the opening for Jeff Blake and Tony McGee for the touchdown.
Doug Pelfrey in for the try for point, and the Cincinnati Bengals feed off the interception by Ashley Ambrose. Blake to McGee, 7-0.
Someday, my office will have a window. Someday, my boss will be me. Someday, I will meet the man of my dreams. Guess not today.
The Chevy Camaro's 200 horsepower 3800 V6. Therapeutic, isn't it?
FedEx uses over 500 airplanes to handle your 2-day package. Cost? About $12.
UPS uses over 500 airplanes to handle your 2-day package. Cost? About $6.
The U.S. Postal Service uses over 15,000 airplanes to handle your priority mail 2- to 3-day package. Cost? $3.
So, 12, 6, 3, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Hey, Randy, use an underarm motion.
Thanks, sir.
Owen Moore is an engineer in ergonomics at the Liberty Mutual Research Center. Owen figures ways folks can do their jobs better and safer. His team has saved the companies we insure millions.
Stan, vibrating devices can cause extremity numbness. Maybe there's another way.
Okay, Owen. Safer, more secure lives.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's the freedom of liberty. Liberty Mutual.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By AT&T, your true choice. By Liberty Mutual Insurance, helping people live safer, more secure lives. That's the freedom of liberty. And by Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Watch the protection the Bengals give Jeff Blake. Tim McDonald holding on Tony McGee, who gets in the back of the end zone for the easy touchdown. But the protection is the key. Jeff Blake able to look around the field, finds a second receiver. The defense breaks down when you give a quarterback that much time.
Larry Nemmers, the referee, called it against 51 Ken Norton, but obviously Norton was not the culprit as Lee Johnson kicks it off again short with a win at the 15. Dexter Carter. And Carter in his second stint of service in San Francisco. Tackled at the 30 by Tom Tumulty. We'll take a break.
It can't be. I got to see. It is the 365. Boss, give a look.
Ugye ez egy IBM ThinkPad 365-ös.
Az bizony.
It could be no other. Feel the track point. Feast your eyes on the screen. Can we swing it, boss, huh?
Meglepően olcsó.
Yeah. That's my boss. What a guy, huh?
Chevy Blazer, the only sport utility vehicle with a driver control system. It's nice to know it's there.
Hey, Max, glad I caught you. You know what I just discovered at Pizza Hut? The perfect pizza. Not too thick, not too thin. Just like, pizzeria pizza. Freshly baked every day. And here's the kicker. A ring of cheese baked right into the crust. Imagine.
Why are you telling me? I'm a dog.
I'm telling everyone.
Discover Pizzeria's stuffed crust pizza. Now we've got your pizza.
And the best part, Max, a large is only $8.99. Great, huh?
This is the NFL on NBC.
Willie Anderson, #1 pick this year out of Auburn, trying to fortify that soft offensive line that found Pittsburgh badgering Blake for 10 sacks a week ago. And he protects them well enough with his teammates to give Cincinnati the early lead, 7-0. First down, Niners at their own 30. That's the tight end Hobson in motion, and Young goes down on the blitz from Ricardo McDonald. McDonald's 3rd sack of the season.
Well, the problem with coming in and spreading the field out like the 49ers have done, getting wide receivers split out everywhere, it hurts protection. Who picks up the blitzing linebacker? Nobody. The quarterback has to pick him up.
I don't know where Steve Wallace was going, number 74.
Here comes William Floyd. Number 40 has come into the game for the first time. As you see the play by McDonald sacking Young. Floyd, 242 pounds from Florida State. He gets the call and gets it's Derek Lavelle who takes the handoff and gains a couple. Dan Johnson and Dan Wilkinson with a tackle.
Did Floyd get a block on Tovar? I'm telling you, he buried him right in the hole. Floyd wants to get, look at this guy is pumped. He was pumped yesterday. And he just comes in. Watch this. Here comes 58 Tovar right into the hole. And watch what happens. Bam! That's Floyd.
That was a whole year waiting for that. That's right. They said at Green Bay he was rolling around on the grass just to get dirty because he couldn't play. 3rd down. Young down the middle. It is fine catch and then the fumble. And the Cincinnati Bengals have recovered. Terrell Owens, the rookie from Tennessee, Chattanooga, with the catch, is 4th of the year and was the play whistle dead. Now they're saying Cincinnati's ball. James Francis recovered. So 2 turnovers. A team that had not lost a fumble all year has coughed it up here in the first quarter. Owens has it. He's trying to struggle for more, and before he goes down, they're able to pull it away. And Francis, the man on the spot.
Excellent throw by Steve Young. Put the ball in the right spot, but just good hustle by the Cincinnati Bengals. Jones comes hustling over, makes the hit from behind, and strips the ball out of Owens' hands.
Bo Orlando as well. That's the first 49er fumble that has been recovered by the opposition. One of the reasons why they're a top team. Almost offside is Bryant Young, and in fact they may have called that unless Cincinnati flinched, but Young was right into the neutral zone. 97. So for San Francisco, totally uncharacteristic their start, giving up an interception and a fumble in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Defense was in the neutral zone when the tight end flinched. That's a neutral zone infraction. 5-yard penalty against the defense. Still first down.
Well, Dick, not that the fumble was Steve Young's fault, but we've seen it 2 weeks in a row with Jim Kelly last week and maybe Steve Young this week. No matter how good you are as a quarterback, it's hard to sit out 3 or 4 weeks and come back into these competitive situations and adjust right away.
You saw the tight end move, and there's the rule this year is if you're in a neutral zone and you draw them offside, then it's against the defense.
Yeah, that's the Neil Smith flinch that was getting so many 5-yard calls. They tightened up that rule to help the offense. 1st and 5, and that's Eric Bieniemy spurting through a couple of tacklers and down to the 25. A first down, 11 for Bieniemy.
You know what I'm seeing here? Now, they said they're going to run the ball at San Francisco, but look where they're running the ball, in the middle of the field. Right where the 2 big tackles are. They're coming right up the middle. Bieniemy fakes to the right and comes back to his left and picks up, what, 12, 13 yards? What a great play.
Merton Hanks finally with a tackle at the 25. Dave Shula's underdog Bengals, more than a 2-touchdown underdog coming in here, have a 7-0 lead. Delay to Bieniemy, another big hole. And the former star at Colorado has 5 more. Let's check elsewhere in the NFL. We go to New York.
All right, Dick, in Dallas, the Cowboys barely avoided being the Falcons' first victims of the year. Under 2 minutes to play, Troy Aikman to Kelvin Martin, 60 yards and a touchdown to eliminate an Atlanta lead. Dallas wins at 32-28. First time this season the Cowboys are over the 500 mark. They are 4-3, Dick.
Thank you, Greg, and what a big victory for the Cowboys. Garrison Hurst in for Bieniemy. 2nd down, it's Hurst. And he is to the 16, a yard shy of the first down. Gary Plummer, the veteran from the University of California, makes the stop. Hurst started slowly this year, gentlemen, but the last 3 games he's played up to all the high expectations as a #1 pick out of Georgia.
Well, he had to learn the offense, so it's not surprising he struggled early with the Cincinnati Bengals, but he has that burst, Dick. When he gets his hands on the ball with his speed, he sees the holes, hits it fast, he can make big plays.
See 5.4 average the last 3 games. 3rd and 1. Looked like movement before the snap. And it's Hurst slipping down at the 15-yard line, and this is going to be close. There's Tyrone Drakeford there to make sure he didn't scoot forward.
It's going to be 4th down. You know what I liked about when you asked David Shula, what do you tell a team when you're 1-5? What do you say to these guys? You're coming out here to play the San Francisco 49ers, and I love what he said to his team. We have nothing to lose. Just relax and go and have a good time, because you're expected to lose, but if you win, now we get back on the winning track.
First down.
Boy, Paul, that's 2 weeks in a row he's been wrong on these calls.
Bad mark.
Boy, where's that optometrist in Buffalo you've been seeing?
I got this monitor in front of me. It's very hard to see this field.
So Dave Shula's Bengals, he said on Wednesday before their first workout, he said, think about a boxer knockdown. What's the worst thing you do? And they said, you don't go back and fight. He said, okay, that's where we are. Let's see how much fight we have.
That's right. Don't lay down. Get up and fight. And we're seeing that so far.
Darnay Scott, the speedster in motion. Blake looking for him. Dumps it off instead to Hurst. Big play. Good block. Hurst. Touchdown. 15 yards for Garrison Hurst, and the Bengals jump up 13-0.
Boy, there was some excellent blocking, but I'll tell you, Scott Brumfield, number 72, the guard got out into that mess and really made a great block to open up the hole. Watch coming out here on the left-hand side of your screen. These guys go out and they just open up a hole. When Hurst, watch, when he cuts back to the inside, there really is not much in there. Excellent run, touchdown.
Try for point by Pelfrey. And the Cincinnati Bengals, huge underdogs on this Sunday in San Francisco, have taken advantage of an interception and now a fumble. And Dave Shula's young team leads 14-0.
AT&T presents A World Without Limits. What franchise has the most members enshrined in the Hall of Fame? Stay tuned.
Here come the discount long-distance sales reps again. They'd like some more of your precious time. Because if you've got a minute, they've got an offer. A big international savings over AT&T. Just one catch. That offer of big savings may show up at your door, but it won't show up on your bill. Has a discount long-distance rep offered you big international savings? Call us for the facts.
Since the Hall of Fame opened in 1963, 185 all-time NFL greats have been enshrined. Amazingly, 23 of them Chicago Bears, more than any other team. From Papa Bear George Halas to the monsters of the Midway, the Bears have an unsurpassed legacy of honor and achievement.
It was impossible to make Wendy's grilled chicken sandwich any more delicious. So we made it bigger. Now our marinated whole breast filet is bigger and juicier. And you can really feel good about eating it.
Boy, do I feel good.
Hey, help me figure this out. Usually the more gizmos you want, the more money you gotta spend. Then there's a Chevrolet Cavalier. It gives you a lot of the same gizmos that make expensive cars easy to live with, for about half the price. If you forget to lock your doors, the Cavalier is still protected by a gizmo called the theft deterrent system. If you leave your dome light on, it turns it off. My house doesn't even do that. Get the car that's easy to own, a Cavalier. Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust.
Lyman makes screens work. Scott Brunfield is going to kick out. Derek Prills down the field with a wonderful block. Look at the kick out there. It happens. Now look down the field. Hit the ground as a lineman when you're running the screen play. Excellent job by the center.
14-0 Cincinnati. Terrell Owens trying to make amends for that fumble. Trapped and down inside the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Bengals. Gerald Dixon leading the way. Only 12 on the return. Bengals 14, Niners nothing.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
We thought this would be a good time to show you around the roomiest extended cab pickup there is.
Like a rock.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
How'd you do on the math test? I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
What happened?
I tripped over this thing.
What is it?
I don't know.
Where do you think it goes?
It's that way. Come on.
Let's follow it. Cool.
Oops.
This is Houston. Can you confirm a signal loss?
Houston, we have a problem.
What happened to the movie?
Roger. Must be a couple of gremlins down here.
It's not TV. It's HBO.
The legendary cigar. Now, in his final race, he looks to accomplish an unprecedented feat, repeating in the Classic. The Breeders' Cup next Saturday on NBC.
The great cigar. We'll see him next weekend here on NBC. And the Bengals trying to forge a major surprise here today. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers, San Francisco, and the Bengals have scored 2 touchdowns off a fumble and interception. Caught in the backfield is Andre Collins takes care of Anthony Lynn. And the Souvenirs mounting. There's the Ambrose interception ball and the touchdown ball to Tony McGee.
Balls are hurt. They got him taped up, Dick. It's a rough game.
I mean, everybody's getting taped.
It's rough.
At the 13-yard line, and for the first time we see Ihani Uwazake from University of California draft pick. Young again, can't find anyone open, lots of time, now throws complete. Jerry Rice, who else is across the 30 and a first down.
Man, did he buy some time. I'm going to tell you, the offensive line, but Steve Young, the one thing that he does so very backs up a little bit, gives himself some time, and then finds Rice. You give Rice this much time, nobody's going to cover him.
And Jerry Rice does an excellent job. Quarterback, standing back or gets in trouble, adjust your route. That's what he does. Good job by Jerry Rice.
His 44th catch of the season. He has 4 touchdowns. Young on first down to throw, being chased, has to throw it away. Andre Collins. And the Bengals, another little wrinkle here, Phil Simms. They're not going with their standard 4-3 defensive alignment.
Going with a 34 defense. Get more speed in the lineup. That's what they've done today, and it's hurting the San Francisco 49ers. The blitz coming from the outside, man-to-man coverage. Andre Collins all over Steve Young. But when you get man coverage, it's hard to throw those screens. The 49ers gets thrown.
Well, they're sending everybody. They're sending 2 outside linebackers. Collins came, Ricardo McDonald. And when you're just sending more people and they have the block.
2nd and 10, and Dexter Carter swings out here, split to the near side. Incomplete. Intended for Terrell Owens.
But Dick, they've changed their defense up, playing 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. That tells me they do not respect the 49ers running game, so they want the speed in there to run around and attack receivers and really probably try to confuse the pickup so they can blitz a little more.
Well, neither one of these teams have run the ball very well this year. In this offense here, you're looking at Steve Young's stats for this: 3 hurries, knockdowns, 1 sack, an interception. But what's happening here is they know that the 49ers are not going to try to run the football. They're going to throw it.
Rice and Awasake wide out. Derek Lovell and Rice over the middle. He's in immediately at the 36-yard line, far short of the first down. Bracey Walker, the strong safety from North Carolina, with a hit, and on comes the punting team.
Look at the defense. 3 down linemen, and watch the blitz coming from the outside. It just confuses the San Francisco 49ers. Who's got the lineman? The lineman to who picks up the linebacker and the safeties? Nobody.
On to punt, Tommy Thompson, averaging over 43 a kick. Corey Sawyer back inside the Bengal 25. Spiral. Boy, did he drive that one. Sawyer, fair catch inside his 10, or was he just shielding his eyes? Tackled immediately, nevertheless, is downfield for the 49ers.
It looked like Curtis Buckley, number 28.
28. It looked as if that was a fair catch, but the sun is directly in the eyes of the return man. I don't know. That's not a shield.
No, that looks like a fair catch. You know, and the official standing back down there.
Yeah, it was half-hearted and
yes,
overlooked.
That's exactly what it was, a half-hearted attempt.
As it stands, the 49ers have the Bengals pinned at the 7-yard line. 14-0 Cincinnati. Kajana Carter in. And Blake from his own 1-yard line. Underneath, incomplete. Intended for Darnay Scott. Chance to remind you that next Saturday, mark it down at 1:30. It's the greatest day in racing, the Breeders' Cup. 7 races, all for $1 million or more. $4 million as Cigar attempts to continue to rewrite horse racing history. It wants to win it back-to-back. Never been done. The Breeders' Cup Classic, $4 million race. That's 1:30 Eastern. Next Saturday on NBC. Draw play to Carter. The star at Penn State, the #1 pick a year ago, and then suffering the knee injury, and it's been disappointing for him, disappointing for the fans. But talking with him yesterday, he hasn't lost spirit. He said, I know my time will come, but he did admit, he said, for the first time he heard that awful sound in Cincinnati.
Oh, the boos, and well, that'll toughen you up, Dick. I tell you, that'll make you really, honestly, as a player, you get booed, it will make you work harder and try to keep it from happening again.
Booed because he would come in for Garrison Hurst, as he has in this occasion. 8 yards on that play. The throw out of the backfield to Carter, and he breaks free down the sidelines. And a short gain becomes a sizable one. He did step out back at the 33, first down, 18 on the play for Carter.
Excellent job by the Bengals, just putting so many receivers to the left side. The 49ers have a hard time who to pick up, but really Kajana Carter just showing great determination, breaking the tackle. He's a big man, using a good stiff arm and his speed to make a play.
Ran right through Marquez Pope.
First down at the 33. Minute and a half left in this opening quarter. All Cincinnati, 14-0. Tim McDonald, the Pro Bowler, 6 times to make the stop.
Well, when they were talking about Kajana Carter yesterday and talking to some of the coaches and actually himself, his problem was when he came back off of this thing, he has not hit the hole fast enough. They don't think that he is getting to where he's supposed to be. And one of those things that happens, you have to have confidence in your offensive line. Take a look at his numbers. They're not very good.
Only 1 game above 14 yards rushing. He takes a breather. Bieniemy in on 2nd and long. That'll be against Cincinnati for the false start.
You know, when you see a team struggling as much as this team has.
We'll start 74 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
These are mental mistakes. You can't make these kind of mistakes. When you're a struggling football team, yeah, they're up 14 points, but you're playing one of the better teams in football defensively. You can't give them the edge.
Dave Shula, now 37. Many feel his fate has already been decided, that he won't be back, but Bengal victory today certainly would put a lot of salve on some big wounds. Blake, the quickie over the middle, complete. Scott out across the 40 to the 41, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short. 15 on the play.
The quarterback's best friend, right, Paul? The tight end over the middle. Tony McGee lined up against Lee Woodall. It's just an excellent matchup for the Cincinnati Bengals. Jeff Blake gets it to him quick, and you can see Lee Woodall training. Merton Hanks, the safety, has to come up and make the hit.
That was a tight end clearing out, and Darnay Scott is the guy that came in behind him.
End of the 1st quarter, and the Bengals with a 14-0 lead.
Folks, please remain calm. It has been confirmed. Everyone can now buy a DSS system for as low as $3.99. And with a year's prepaid subscription to DirecTV, also get $200 cash back. DirecTV apologizes for any mass hysteria this may cause and stresses again, it's got to be DirecTV, satellite TV at its best. Repeat, DSS, $3.99, $200 cash back. If we all act civilized, we can get through this thing. Questions?
What'd I tell you? After 10 years of nosebleed seats, front, center, 50-yard line.
Man, how'd you do it?
Scalper.
Not going anywhere for a while?
Must be a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Grab a Snickers.
You're the man.
How far can MasterCard take you? Here in Australia, MasterCard takes you into the future. The new MasterCard Cash Card. A MasterCard you can use just like cash. It's happening right now down under, and it's on its way here.
Can you identify who it was that frightened you, ma'am?
I'll try.
This Halloween, terrifying creatures are on the loose at Taco Bell. Wanted Goosebumps at Taco Bell. Slappy's Candy Keeper, Cuddles the Horrible Hamster, Rappin' Mummy, and Skullmobile. Get them now. Goosebumps collectibles only at Taco Bell.
Welcome back to San Francisco, where the 49ers needing a win to stay abreast of Carolina. Panthers won earlier, 5-2 in the West. Pete Carroll calling the shots defensively. 3rd, it's a long one, closer to 2. Up the middle, big fullback Jeff Cothran, and stacked up by Ken Norton and others.
1st down. Now, I know I got this right because I'm looking right at it. There's a 1st down.
They spotted at the 44.
That's usually a really telltale sign. Those type of situations in that play, it's 3rd and 1. The defense knows you're going to run it right inside most of the time. And when your offensive line can move the defensive line back like they make a 1st down, that tells you you're ready to play football today.
Now, we were watching the film against Pittsburgh, and they didn't move the Steelers much, did they?
No. Steelers pushed them, ran around, and did everything to them.
Lopsided statistics in the favor of the underdog team. Blake underneath, wide open again. And this is Marco Battaglia, the rookie from Rutgers, with another first down at the San Francisco 44 before Marquez Pope can make the stop.
It just looked like Blake saw him at the last moment. When you see Blake go back, he was looking right, and I didn't think he was looking at the tight end. Now watch how he just turns around and throws this thing all the way back left. What a great throw.
Battaglia, the Bengals' second-round draft pick, 39th selected overall out of Queens, New York. Delay, second effort, and it's Garrison Hurst getting something out of nothing. Time now for an NFL update.
All right, Dick, Mile High Stadium in Denver is a nightmare for visitors and for those playing against Terrell Davis. 71 yards and a touchdown for the now NFL's leading rusher. Denver with the lead over Baltimore, 14-3. Lots of time remaining in the first half, Dick.
Thank you, Greg, and good to have you with us here safely in terra firma after your scrape there at LaGuardia yesterday. Give it to Hurst again inside the 49er 40-yard line. It'll be third down and 4.5, 5. Lee Woodall, the tackler. Steve Young matched against young Jeff Blake, and it's been Blake's game thus far. But when you have a team that is regarded as such a heavy favorite, you keep waiting for that bomb to explode, don't you?
Well, sooner or later, the 49ers are emotionally going to get into this game, which will bring their physical talents up. But you got to think they put so much effort into Monday night's game. That's one of the reasons they came out flat. This 14-0 lead will wake them up.
3rd and 5, and the draw to Bieniemy. 30 and slips down at the 25. A flag down in the secondary.
Carl Pickens is holding Marquez Pope, number 81. It's going to bring this thing back. What a great call and a great run, and you've got a receiver downfield holding.
It'll be from the spot of the foul.
Holding. Offense number 81. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
I mean, you're doing all the things right in this ball game. You got him 14-0. You call. Now watch this. Here's Pickens on Marquez Pope. You can't do this. You're right out in the middle of the field, and he's got him. He's grabbing him as the runner goes by.
So they take the penalty from the spot of the foul to the 38-yard line, where it'll be third down. Well, actually, they gained a yard on the play, so it's 3rd and 4. Pickens from Tennessee. He's their leading receiver, 36 catches. Scott from San Diego State, the speedster on the other side, and David Dunn, the third wide receiver in motion. Blake over the middle, incomplete. Actually hit the defender in the back, Merton Hanks.
Boy, I'll tell you, you talk about some great coverage now. Merton Hanks was there. You don't throw that ball there.
Well, Merton Hanks, a converted corner, now a safety. When he goes against a wide receiver, he can still be one of the top corners in the National Football League.
He's also got to get one of the largest turtlenecks you're ever going to get for a guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait, his mom said don't talk about his neck.
I'm not. I'm talking about turtlenecks.
Oh, okay.
6'2", and you see Steve Young, and he looked a little gimpy, didn't he?
No question. He does not look powerful moving around, and it shows in his throwing. Just doesn't have the power behind the ball that he usually does.
Doug Pelfrey into pooch punt.
No, it looks like
they're going to go for it. He's going to go for a 55-yarder, and they run out of time. Lee Johnson is the holder, the punter, and now Pelfrey goes out, and Johnson will drift back and kick it. Pelfrey.
Delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Pelfrey's longest ever is 54, and with these wins here, that would have been a Herculean effort to kick a 55-yarder. And now with the penalty, no chance. Johnson punting. Terry Kirby and Dexter Carter for San Francisco. Gains this one toward the sidelines, and it is well deep into the end zone. Touchback San Francisco early in the second quarter. Cincinnati still with a 2-touchdown lead.
Slowly and a little gingerly, but watching after he throws the ball as he starts to stumble right there. Oh, and a little flinch. That groin muscle must be hurting.
Caught in the backfield as Steve Young tries a play-action fake and does not fool Ricardo McDonald and Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson.
Well, let me tell you, watch Terry Kirby. He almost knocks him down. Here comes Terry Kirby through. Bam! He hits. It does knock him down. His own man tackle him. Steve Young gets back up. I mean, nothing's working right. Here comes Kirby. Boom! Down, and he fumbles the ball. Young, enough presence of mind to get back up, and at least almost gets back to the line of scrimmage.
They credit the Bengals with a sack, and it's for second and 15. Young again over the middle, complete. And the tight end, Ted Thompson, is out for about 10 yards to the 25. Third down and 5.
Boy, I'm going to tell you something. Steve Young just got nailed again. I mean, that's a quick pass. Watch this. Boom. Here comes Francis. Wham.
Linebacker from the outside. Every time the Bengals have blitzed the linebacker from the outside so far today, the 49ers have not picked it up once.
Is it quiet here, Dick?
Elvis Gerbach quietly waiting his turn. Young on third down and 5. Chased by Tovar. He can't get away. And the Young of old would have been able to sprint away from that linebacker. Out of bounds. Another sack for the Bengals, and the punting team on for San Francisco.
Elvis is going to be back in the building on the next series of downs. Here's Steve Young.
Steve Young and Tovar, the Bengals, 4 linebackers, added speed, and it's really creating problems for the 49er offense. And the one thing you want to do against Steve Young in this passing offense, pressure up the middle. That's where Tovar comes from, because it's hard as a quarterback to throw with pressure in your face.
Now you could see him in the last few strides there. Young definitely favoring that deep groin pull. Tommy Thompson to punt. Corey Sawyer back at the 55. And a flag down near the punter. And Sawyer fumbles the ball. And it's recovered. Is it by San Francisco inbounds? It was right on the sideline. No signal yet.
They're going to have a holding penalty, Dick, on Dodge, who is the up back in the punt team. He came and just grabbed. And I don't know if that was Bieniemy that was coming in to try to block the punt, or number 24. It was 24, Roger Jones. And they have a holding penalty. They're going to make them kick it again. If in fact San Francisco gets the ball.
Well, maybe even if Cincinnati's ball, they might want him to punt it again, get better field position.
Well, yeah, they are kicking into the wind, but the ball is at almost at the 40-yard line. That's pretty good.
Holding. 33 of the kicking team. Penalty is declined. First down,
so
Cincinnati.
The ball went out of bounds in possession of the Bengals after Sawyer's fumble.
You're going to see number 33. Watch this. Just grabs, and that's a tackle. That is a tackle.
Well, Roger Jones was on his way to a block punt. It was a well-created penalty. Timeout.
Perfect for any game, Domino's has the perfect play.
Yeah, from the Bay Bridge, and somebody found dinner. And Cincinnati found a predator as well today. Made the match. So straight ahead goes Garrison Hurst, close to a first down, a gain of about 9 across the 45-yard line before Woodall and McDonald can make the stop.
One of the things you can't do as a linebacker, sacrifice yourself. Look at Gary Plummer, number 50. When he comes in here, he's right in here. Watch what he does. He's filling the hole, but he sacrifices himself. He doesn't take on the blocker, and you got to find the ball carrier.
2nd and 1. First down, 39 yards rushing. He gets out of the blocks in a hurry, has the first down just shy of midfield. Hurst, whose college running back mate was Terrell Davis, who was the lesser known. Davis was really the blocker for Hurst, and Davis now creating his own headlines in Denver.
But, you know, we're talking to Hurst. He's only got a 1-year deal here. You know, we were talking about that, and you kind of think that after this year he's gone.
Well, you got Katana Carter backing him up. It's hard to keep 2 running backs making this much money on the same football team.
Leading 14-0, 8:50 left in this first half. Jeff Blake going downtown, wide open is Scott, touchdown! Darnay Scott was open by 5 yards behind Marquez Pope. Oh my!
And that is the result of just running the football well. The 49ers are playing aggressive. They're worried about the run. You single up the corners, and Marquez Pope, as Jeff Blake told us yesterday, these corners cannot run with our wide receivers once they get down the field.
Boy, he was so right, because Jeff Blake said, you know, all of the games we've played that we've lost, we've had guys open all over the field. And I said at the beginning, they have firepower, but the thing about it is I didn't have time to get there. And when you look at that last, we're going to probably see that last play, these guys block in this offensive line. And when you have time to throw the football, good things happen.
Humphrey's try for point. Boy, this is one when they show this score around the country that people say, is that a typographical error? Middle of the second quarter, 21-0, Jeff Blake and the Bengals.
It moves with grace, effortless. It is the American-built flagship of Toyota. With a spacious interior and all the roominess of an endless horizon. Avalon, experience the tranquility.
It is a test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The new band leader's 3-hour practices were really getting in the way of our family eating together.
Come on! Kiss the dirt, kid!
But I managed to convince him to go back to the old schedule.
You get him to the table, we'll cook. Your choice of entree, 3 sides, cornbread, and a caramel apple pie. The $14.99 Market Feast.
Don't mess with dinner.
For every Market Feast sold, Boston Market is proud to make a donation to breast cancer charities.
Next Sunday at noon Eastern on the NFL on NBC, Captain Comeback Jim Harbaugh leads the first-place Colts into the nation's capital to battle a surprising Washington Redskins, or a mile-high matchup atop the AFC West when John Elway and the Broncos host Marcus Allen and the Chiefs, or regional action. The NFL on NBC next Sunday.
Darnay Scott does an excellent job of keeping Marquez Pope in his back pedal. By the time Marquez Pope turns around, they're even. You cannot keep up with a speedster like Darnay Scott, giving him a 5-yard start.
That's the longest pass of the year for Jeff Blake, 50 yards. A 21-0 Cincinnati lead as Lee Johnson kicks off short toward the sidelines and out of bounds. So the penalty flag, and we'll go down to Jim Gray.
All right, Dick. Elvis Gerbach will come into the game now. Steve Young will not continue. George Seifert, the head coach, walked over to Young, informed him of his decision. Young wanted to stay in the game. He picked off his helmet off his head and threw it down on the bench. Then a doctor, as well as quarterback coach Matt Cavanaugh, came over. He wouldn't have anything to do with either of them. Just walked to the end of the bench in total disgust. But Steve Young is done for the day. Dick?
All right, Jim. So Elvis Gerbach, who in Young's absence, won 2 of 3, and many up here in the Bay Area felt it should have been 3-0 after the loss in Green Bay. The out-of-bounds kickoff gives the 49ers their best start at the 40-yard line. Gerbach comes out throwing and complete through the hands of Terry Kirby. Well, Steve Young certainly harassed by the Cincinnati Bengal defense. They were going to put pressure on him and did.
Well, he gets hit right there by his own man first, Terry Kirby. Then he gets hammered.
But the pressure from the outside and taking that kind of shot.
And you can see here he was not 100%. He was limping almost the last 7-8 strides.
That is probably the play that convinced the 49er coaching staff he's got to come out.
Floyd in there, and the pass goes upfield, complete to Uwezake. Keani Uwezake was picked in the 5th round from California, and Steve Young not happy with that. That's the first catch in the NFL for Uwezake, who was born in Nigeria. His family came here 8 age 7. Said he grew up in South Central Los Angeles, didn't know anything about football. He heard all these guys using terms and names like Marcus Allen and Ronnie Lott. And he said he had to learn from the very basics. No one would ever pick him. Jerry Rice open and to the 41-yard line on first down before Ambrose and Tovar collaborate on the tackle. 7 yards on the play.
But Dick, once he got into a game in those Sandlot football games at Waysake, and they saw how fast he was one of the first guys picked up.
Well, yeah, he said because the first pass they threw to me, I caught. They said, okay, from here on out, you're playing. But, I mean, it really is. It's a difficult thing for defensive backs because we talked to actually Ambrose yesterday. When you see a guy like Waysake who you've never seen on film anywhere, you've got to play him gingerly, really.
And he's wide open and all the way to the 20-yard line. 21 on the play. Ambrose the tackler. And isn't this interesting? Here's the great Steve Young, incomparable in many of the seasons here in the 90s, and now injured. It's Gerbach who comes in and ignites the offense.
There's actually nobody to cover Ted Popson on that play. The Cincinnati Bengals took a chance. They blitzed. They were hoping to get to the quarterback before he could get the football off. But Gerbach does an excellent job of seeing Ted Popson uncovered.
And now the Bengals switch out of that 3-4 to a 4-3 alignment as Gerbach, plenty of time, down the middle, incomplete. There was a push indeed by Steve Tovar, number 58 on Popson, but incidental is the ruling.
Popson pushed back. But, you know, I'll tell you what I really like about what happened in this game. Now, here's the end of this play. You see Popson, they're just going out for the ball, incidental contact. You know what I really like is the fact that they made the change. That the San Francisco 49ers, here's Tovar now. He knows he's got the tight end all the way. Gerbach sees it, but can't get the ball. That's excellent coverage. But I like the fact they made the change at quarterback, Dick.
And Tovar looking back at the pass. That's one of the reasons why no flag went down. Inside Kirby, a couple of yards. Let's go back to Jim.
Dick, well, on the pregame show this morning, we talked to Carmen Policy during the week, the president of the 49ers, and he said, hey, if you were to ask Steve Young, he would have told you that he was able to play when Joe Montana was winning MVPs and should have been playing. If you were to ask Steve Young, he would be able to play for the next 5 years. He said you have to take the sentimentality out of this thing and make the tough decisions, and we'll tell Steve Young when he can and cannot play, and I think what we've seen is one of those tough decisions. Dick?
All right, and George Seifert, the man making the call. 3rd down and 7. Gerbach to the end zone. Touchdown! Wide open again is Popson. Flag is down at the spot where Gerbach threw the ball, and he's applauding, so apparently that's a late hit on Gerbach.
Personal foul for roughing the quarterback with a blow to the head, number 92 of the defensive team. That penalty will be 15 yards on the kickoff.
Well, that's John Copeland, number 92. Now watch, Gerbach throws the ball. He's taking a run, and look at this. He hits him with both hands in the head. I mean, you don't do that. And I like, you know, this is a rule in the NFL. Yeah, they're going to kick an extra point, but you don't get penalized here for anything. You get penalized on the kickoff. There'll be a 15-yarder, so that'll move the ball up to the 45-yard line. And it's a great opportunity to try an onside kick.
That's not a bad thought. Wilkins to try the extra point. 21-7, a touchdown drive quickly engineered by Elvis Gerbach. Popson all alone, the tight end. 17 yards for the first San Francisco touchdown. Steve Young joining the applause here in San Francisco.
Visa presents Behind the Numbers. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. What's terrible, terry cloth, and totals in the tens of thousands. Stay tuned.
Take a stroll down memory lane at the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
You crushed my knee. It was your toes. You broke my ribs. It was your nose. Ah, yes. Oh. I remember it well. You sacked me once. I sacked you twice. In pouring rain. No, it was nice. Ah, yes.
But when you go, don't forget your Visa card, because the Hall takes the NFL's best, but not American Express.
See ya, Nitschke.
It's Butkus.
Oh, yeah.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
The terrible towel was more than just inspiration in last season's AFC Championship game. More than 50,000 terrible towels proved that hanky-sized harassment could also come in handy, since the Steelers' big win didn't leave a dry eye in the house.
It is a basic desire of people everywhere to want to do their jobs better, to design better homes, make a better life, even build a better car. The new Camry. Over 6,500 American workers. Hundreds of improvements. It's been called the best car built in America, only now it's even quieter, smoother, more comfortable. The new Camry. Better than ever.
NBC Monday. Surprise, surprise. America has flipped for Jeff Foxworthy.
I'm your knight in shining armor.
And Mr. Rhodes is the brightest light on Monday night.
Ready to have that light come on, Jay? Screw me in.
So take it from the man and do whatever it takes to stay home. All new Foxworthy and Mr. Rhodes, NBC Monday.
Now Elvis Gerbach off the bench quickly drives his team 60 yards in 7 plays. The touchdown throw to Popson. Popson's 4th touchdown catch as he plays for Brent Jones. And Young, 32 yards, 2 turnovers in a quarter and a half. And Gerbach, in a matter of minutes, gets the Niners on the board. Kicking off from the 45 into the end zone to Corey Sawyer. A flag down as Sawyer takes the touchback. Larry Nimmers, the man in the white hat.
They've got San Francisco offside on the kickoff, and I just refuse the penalty. He's going to put the ball near the end zone anyway, and they'll get him to the 20-yard line.
Well, as we look down on
offside
this magnificent spot.
Number 19. The penalties decline. First down.
MetLife blimp co-piloted by Snoopy, dressed as the famous World War I flying ace. And today, rather than searching the skies for the Red Baron, Snoopy enjoying today's football game, the Bengals and the 49ers. What a day to have an overview of this great San Francisco area. The Bengals lead cut to 21-7 with under 6 minutes left in the first half. Jeff Blake on the toss to Hurst. A flag down as Hurst gains only a yard.
Willie Anderson, they got him holding.
So that'll take it to the 10-yard line.
He actually grabbed Chris Dolman.
Dolman comes out limping, or up limping. He's still in the game.
Dolman was in the backfield. You know what? Willie Anderson did a great job.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
I mean, he just saved his running back because Chris Dolman was there, was going to kill a running back. And watch it, number 71 on the end of the line. And here's Chris Dolman. He's already across. He's got the back, and he just grabs him right there and pulls him down. I mean, it is a 10-yard penalty, but it's a good penalty.
Anderson, as Dave Shula said, he's never seen anyone stronger. If he latches onto you, you've been gotten. John Carter on 1st and 20 for Blake. He fires incomplete through the hands of Darnay Scott. It'll be 2nd and 20. How about Jeff Blake? Let's talk a bit about this young man. He goes to the Pro Bowl. I really felt I was watching him reliving of some melodramatic moment. He said the low point in his life is when the Jets cut him as a rookie. He's out in the parking lot in his car when he found out he wasn't needed. Just keep right on going, young man.
Yeah, but nobody, I think that's the thing that hurt him, that no one from the front office said anything to him. And they call a hawk, and he's the guy in training camp that cuts everybody. The Turk, the hawk, whatever. He comes out and cuts him. That hurt.
Pete Carroll was the coach. He said, I haven't forgotten. I'd love to beat Pete Carroll today. And hit as he throws, and no flag down as Brian Young all over Blake.
That is about as close as you're going to get to intentional grounding in the end zone. And if it would have been intentional or holding in that end zone, that's also a safety.
It's a safety, but talking about Jeff Blake and what happens. Another screenplay with the 49ers. They've seen a couple of them today, so they're waiting on this one. And Jeff Blake does a good job of getting rid of the football and avoiding the sack.
Officials ruling that the ball was so high and away because he was being tackled as he threw, apparently. So it's 3rd down and 20 as Bieniemy in the backfield. Scott in motion. incomplete to Scott, who went after it one-handed. And the 49er defense announces its presence, and the crowd loves it.
I'm going to tell you what, old Darnay Scott saw some people in that secondary, because this is the great short arm of all time. Look at this. Here, this is what you call short arming the ball. He's looking. He's coming across. He can see the defensive guys there. I'm not going after that, baby.
So Dexter Carter drifts back to return, and the early 21-0 lead for the Bengals has melded to 21-7, and the 49ers get the ball back in less than a minute. Quick 3-and-out as Lee Johnson delivers a wobbler. Carter lets it bounce. And the 49ers are going to start in Cincinnati territory at the 47-yard line. 37-yard kick for Lee Johnson. Well, a reminder, this November, 747 is carrying the world's deadliest virus.
It could kill half the humans on Earth.
You're going to shoot down that plane in less than an hour.
We can't let that happen. Say a prayer for those people tonight.
Coming to NBC, November 10th, Pandora's Clock. First down, San Francisco at the 47-yard line, trailing 14 against Cincinnati. Elvis Gerbach has replaced Steve Young. Again, intercepted. It's Steve Tovar with a diving grab to linebacker. Well, they went one time too many to that tight end, and Tovar read it over the middle.
Boy, Steve Tovar, he is watching Elvis Gerbach. He sees him looking to his right and moves with the ball. Jerry Rice is the target. What reaction to the quarterback's eyes.
Tovar has been all over the field. We saw him hit Young. We saw him knock a pass down. Now watch Tovar. He's just watching the quarterback. He sees Jerry Rice coming in, follows the quarterback, interception. That's beautiful.
That's his 4th career pick. Gerbach intercepted for the 5th time this year. That spoils some of the momentum building for San Francisco. Kachana Carter now, the running back behind Blake at the 35. And in motion is Darnay Scott. That'll cost Cincinnati 5. So 3 turnovers.
Prior to the snap, false start, 81 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Check it, Carl Pickens with the penalty, and the turnover, despite their 1-5 record, you don't see this very often. This doesn't usually correlate in this manner. The Bengals +6 in turnovers, and yet 1-5. Usually when you're +6, you're up there with the winners.
You usually have a winning record.
Now look at this. They got 3 more today.
And +9 for the year.
Well, they got a good pass rush. Dan Wilkinson, he does an excellent job pressuring the quarterback. And Dick, as you said earlier, the corners are aggressive and they're making plays for the Bengal defense, and that's the reason they're getting those extra turnovers.
5 minutes left in the first half. 1st and 15 for Blake at his 30-yard line. And it's Kachana Carter for 4 yards, knifed down by Marquez Pope.
What I don't want to see is the Cincinnati Bengals are up 21-7, and don't get conservative now because they've been throwing the ball downfield. They have the opportunity. When you have that confidence in your offensive line, they're doing the job. Use them.
But again, I want to see the opposite. I want them to be disciplined and stay with that running game, because that's what's created this lead. Being aggressive with the up-front people. So don't abandon it and try to go for the kill. Stay with your game plan. Be physical. Run the football and take your shots throwing it.
Give Carter 5 on that first down carry, so it's 2nd and 10. He's caught in the backfield. The handoff goes to Carter as Blake was almost dragged down by Bryant Young, who came through almost untouched.
Scott Brumfield, the right guard, came up limping. All right, here they come. Look at Young. He beats the double team and almost gets to the quarterback.
What a pick out of Notre Dame, the #1 pick of the 49ers 2 years ago. San Francisco has averaged the 24th pick in the draft the last 10 years, and yet they just keep rebuilding with good young talent. Somebody's doing a terrific job in scouting. Blake to the sidelines, incomplete. It floated away from Pickens, and the punting team on for Cincinnati.
Well, if that ball was on target, I think Drakeford might have had it, and that would have been another touchdown.
Tyrone Drakeford.
San Francisco. I mean, Drakeford was right there.
Into these capricious winds of Candlestick Bay, Lee Johnson to punt. Blake goes to the sidelines 0 for 4 since that last touchdown throw to Scott. Carter at the 20. Back to the kicker, but he gets it away. Close to the 20. Jones can't get covered. But several other Bengals are there at the 29-yard line. 41 on the punt, 8 on the return. And an injured San Francisco 49er back at the Cincinnati 30-yard line.
Frankie Smith.
In case you're just joining us, the Bengals taking advantage of early San Francisco errors. First throw by Steve Young was intercepted by Ashley Ambrose, and Blake to Tony McGee, the tight end, made it 7-0. Then Terrell Owens, the rookie wide receiver, fumbled after making a catch, and Blake threw a touchdown pass to Garrison Hurst of 15, and then Blake got his third touchdown throw of this first half, a 50-yard bomb to Darnay Scott to make it 21-0 before Gerbach to Popson tightened it to the current score 21-7.
Hey, you're a guy, and guys want to be cool. Hang out with other guys who are cool. But even cool guys sweat. 40% more than women, in fact. So how you gonna stay cool? With something new. Speed Stick Gel. No other gel keeps you drier, so you always feel your coolest. It's unbeatable gel protection, and guys, no matter how cool they are, need all the protection they can get. New Speed Stick Gel. It's just for the guys.
Frankie Smith injured, but jogged off and appeared to be okay. 3:25 before the intermission, and 49ers with another chance, trailing 21-7. William Floyd and Terry Kirby split behind Gerbach, who throws over the middle to Popson, and the tight end able to wiggle for a couple more, close to a first down. Clock runs to 3:14, and the 49ers no huddle offense. His third catch of this half, 16 on the play.
The reason you're not going to see replays, folks, is because these guys are in a hurry-up offense. They're going to 2 minutes and 40-some-odd seconds and counting, and they want to get another touchdown before this half.
Gerbach wasn't picked till the 8th round in '93. This one deflected incomplete. Might have been Big Daddy Wilkinson with his mitts on that attempted pass. Why was Gerbach overlooked, do you think? The 8th round pick out of Michigan.
Well, there was nothing spectacular that I think that stood out. He's got a good NFL arm, but it's not great, and he also doesn't move around real well, so that tends to just drop you down into a big group of quarterbacks.
Boy, what a nice fit, though, for San Francisco.
Well, that's the reason why Steve Young is out of this game. They have so much faith in him. He's done a good job of coming in and lead the team, and they really don't miss a lot except the mobility that Steve Young has when he comes in.
On second down, throw into the flat. Oh, a dangerous pass for the catch as Ashley Ambrose gets Popson to the turf, but Ambrose was about a half step away from a touchdown.
I'll tell you what, he's telegraphing every pass he's throwing in this game, and they're going to get another one picked up because that was a little late getting there. Popson made a good play on the ball.
At the 43-yard line, it's third down. Short 6 into the flat to Floyd. Break the tackle. No, he stopped at the 40. 3 yards short of the first down is Corey Sawyer. Able to hang on as we have hit the 2-minute warning in San Francisco. The 49ers trying to get 7 more before the break.
During a surprise inspection of your barracks this afternoon, I found this. I want the soldier who belongs to this pier to step forward. Now, what's the matter?
4 to go call for Mark Trestman and the 49ers.
I didn't understand a third down call. I know you're trying to run to get another play before the 2 minutes, but you have 3 timeouts San Francisco has, and you're trying to hurry up on a 3rd and long.
Just trying to hurry up, Paul. You got to think trying to keep the Bengals defense off balance. That was the reason for the hurry up offense.
49ers have been very successful on 4th down tries this year, and they go for it here with 4 to go.
blitz from the outside. Runs Elvis Gerbach down. Big gamble by the 49ers offense. I really can't believe they ran the play.
Elvis Gerbach is hurt. But, you know, if he takes off sooner, he's got the first down. But he didn't. Sawyer catches it.
Sawyer, the extra defensive back with a lot of speed out of Florida State, and able to track him down, and an awkward tackle from behind, and Gerbach could have fallen on the ball. That would be the hope of San Francisco fans, that it's not a serious injury.
Here's Sawyer coming. Gerbach, I mean, he waits too long to start the run. If he runs when he could have run upfield, he would have made the first down, but he waited too long.
Well, the second man in, Ricardo McDonald, really gets all of his weight pounding on Gerbach as
on the ribs.
Oh, his knees hit him right in the ribs and the stomach. But he's off. He's off. He just got the wind knocked out of him. I love the way we say that.
Just
got the wind knocked out.
Well, you know, Phil knows quarterbacks are tough.
That's right. I can't argue that point, Dick.
And it's your turn for dinner next week.
That's right.
Yeah, that's maybe more serious. Left arm injury that'll be examined now. And, of course, Steve Young taken out of the game when he definitely was favoring that deep pulled groin muscle that kept him out for the last 3 games. The backup quarterback, the emergency quarterback, was Jeff Brom, free agent by San Diego a year ago. Carter and Bieniemy with 1:52 left in the half. To Carl Pickens, and Pickens, the leading receiver, has been quiet this first half.
The thing I didn't understand about the 4th down situation, if you don't make it, look at the field position you've given the Bengals, and it's not like your defense has been just stopping them today. So
that whole series was kind of strange to me.
Tremendous gamble.
Pickens' first catch was good for 3. Now Blake cuts the ball. What a catch by McGee in traffic. Tony McGee, the tight end, first down at the 45-yard line with Tim McDonald wrapped around him.
Wow, what a throw. What an arm. I mean,
throw.
you give Jeff Blake the time. He has one of the strongest arms in the NFL.
He spins away from trouble, throws into the flat, and complete to Bieniemy. Handcuffed him with that bullet in the flat. You know, Blake was the 6th-round pick of the Jets, and he was out of East Carolina because he didn't fit the formula. He's only 6 feet tall.
It's amazing. And he's really about 6'1". And I stand next to him, and there's not I don't know. I have to kind of stand tall to make sure I'm a little bit taller than he is. But it amazes me that he fell so far in the draft. He has all the tools. I saw him in college, Dick, and I'm not saying this hindsight. I said to many people, I thought he was going to be a good NFL player. And given the chance, he's proven he can be a great one.
Oh, he proved a lot of folks wrong, making the Pro Bowl last year. Steps up, goes long to Pickens. Incomplete. Good coverage by Marquez Pope. He had him stride for stride.
Let me say one other thing, folks, about Blake yesterday. It was to me, it was funny. I sat back there watching, and when the question was, why do you think it was? Why did I go so far in the draft? You know how many guys went ahead of me?
He had them all.
I mean, there was like 20 guys, 20 quarterbacks that went ahead of this guy, and he named every single one. You got him?
Klingler, Dave Brown, Ty Detmer, Ken Graham, Bucky Richardson, Matt Rogers, Casey Weldon, Tony Sacca, Craig Erickson. He said, I'll get more for you. And I'll get more. He's still burning about that.
He was beautiful.
His dad's working today, too, Emery. He's a minister down there in Florida. Quick toss. What a catch by Kijana Carter. Is a one-handed grab. Doesn't get that much out of it, but terrific effort before Tim McDonald can make the play, and an injured Bengal is Carter. Oh, boy. Harrison Hurst, who has become a good buddy of Carter's, even though they vie for the same position. He's apparently okay.
They're roommates on the road. I mean, and they're great friends. And
going to charge a timeout against Shula's Bengals. 40 seconds left in the half. 21-7.
A nice young man came to the front door the other night just as we were sitting down to dinner. And, well, in our house, that's family time. And so I politely made it clear to him that maybe he should come back in the morning or something.
You take care of the distractions, we'll cook. Your choice of entree, 3 sides, cornbread, and a caramel apple pie. The $14.99 Market Feast.
Don't mess with dinner.
For every market feast sold, Boston Market is proud to make a donation to breast cancer charities.
In punt formation, Lee Johnson with 40 seconds left in the half. Sends it up into the breeze. Roger Jones can't get there to save it. Dexter Carter didn't block him, but did a good job of shielding him away so he couldn't knock it back into the field of play. Elvis Gerback, they've attended to his left arm, and he's not going to return. Steve Young is back for San Francisco. Reminder at halftime, Domino's Pizza, NFL on NBC halftime report. Messrs. Gumbel, Ditka, Gibbs, and Collingsworth will be in our New York studio getting you caught up on all the scores and highlights. A surprising week 8 in the NFL, and here's one of them, 21-7 Cincinnati.
Well, it's good. So you understand, folks, this ain't like baseball. I mean, once you go out as a pitcher, you can't come back in. Here you can.
And Young and the 49ers with Gerback injured, Young not 100%, trailing 21-7. They're not going to take any chances on another turnover. 3 of them by San Francisco in the half led to Cincinnati's best half of football probably for this season, to come to San Francisco, heavy underdogs, and to impressively jump out to that 21-0 lead on 3 touchdown passes by Jeff Blake.
Last week they can't protect the quarterback. They can't run the football. They basically can't do anything. And this week they come out, they're protecting Jeff Blake, and he has been spectacular.
Well, that's, you talk about David Shula. What did he say to him before even practice started in the middle of the week on Wednesday when they came in? He said, look, come on, guys. You're down. You're 1-5. You have no place to go but up. Go have fun.
Cincinnati 21-7. We'll be sending you to our NFL on NBC.
West Doppler rate. This powerful new radar takes you inside approaching storms to predict weather right where you live. Make sure you get a pinpoint accurate forecast every day. Watch for Northwest Doppler rate only on Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first.
Here we have 2 seemingly identical wireless phones. On the left is VoiceStream. On the right, cellular. VoiceStream always has free voicemail and built-in paging. Cellular does not. VoiceStream always has free caller ID. Cellular doesn't. And VoiceStream has no annual contract and costs less. Gee, where does that leave cellular? Check into VoiceStream now.
In Big Whitewater, everything is focused on what's right in front of me.
Beth Rippin's expert kayaker is putting her faith and equipment into the Northwest Value Edition Chevy S10.
Not many trucks go where I go. Not many people can either.
With air conditioning, cassette stereo, anti-lock brakes, and driver's airbag, the Northwest Value Edition S10, under $12,900.
I need a truck as reliable as my gear.
The Northwest Value Edition S10, under $12,900 at your Northwest Chevrolet Geo dealer.
And here in San Francisco, Jeff Blake, 3 touchdowns, 21-7. Second half coming up.
Wednesday, on an all-new Wings, supermodel Tracy Scoggins got a thing for someone. Is it Brian? Is it Joe? Can it be Antonio? Then look out, Third Rock visits Wednesday.
You're a winner.
Then aliens on news radio.
Save the humanoids.
Something unearthly threatens the sandwiches.
I rescued as many as I could.
And could it be men behave romantically?
When you think of romance, I want you to think of me.
Oh, honey, it's never gonna happen.
Must-see TV, NBC Wednesday.
Arby's subs. We put more meat into them so you get more taste out of them. Up to 50% more meat than even the leading sub place. More meat, more taste.
Yeah, it's a Volvo wagon.
Leap into some high-flying fun. Watch Inside Edition.
Hey, listen up. All year long, you people sit in those things and tell me what to do. Throw it long, Steve. Throw it short, Steve. Run, Steve, run. Bunch of armchair quarterbacks with a bag full of chips. Now it's my turn to tell you what to do. Vote. Take some control of your life. Man, that felt good.
Surprising Cincinnati 21-7 as we get ready for the second half. Let's take a look at the Coors Light halftime statistics, and one of the numbers 3 rushing yards San Francisco. One might have thought going into the game that would have been reversed, 85 for the Bengals.
Well, you got to look at that other little yellow 3 down there. That's the guy, you know, when you have 2 threes, 3 giveaways, and they scored on 2 of those guys. You know, you just can't do that against a good team when you let a mediocre team like Cincinnati get into the flow of things.
But what we're seeing is Cincinnati is not a mediocre team when they can protect the quarterback. Jeff Blake and his skilled people, they're stars. They just need protection. When they get it, you can see they are dangerous.
The 49ers get the ball to start the second half. Comes number 20, Derek Lavelle, to the 25-yard line. Jim Gray?
Dick, Steve Young is going to start here in the second half. He didn't want to come out in the first half. I spoke to him briefly coming out of the tunnel. He says he's going to try and give it a go, that he is bothered by the groin. Now, Elvis Gerbach did not come out with the team. He's being examined right now. It's the upper portion of his left arm, and that's really all the information they will give us right now. Must be serious, so serious that he won't even come back out on the field right now. Dick?
Well, you could see him wince in pain, Jim, as he fell on that left elbow and, of course, pounded to the ground on the tackle. They go with a 3-4 Cincinnati to start the second half, and that was one of the surprise elements of the first half. Straight ahead goes the fullback, Terry Kirby. A gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. William Floyd, check it. Floyd carries for a yard. Look at the quarterback statistics. Blake 159 yards throwing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Young only 50 yards passing. Gerbach came in to lead San Francisco to their only touchdown drive. And it's sad to see, as you look at Jeff Blake warming up, Steve Young trying to come back from that groin injury and not 100%. Handoff inside. Ricardo McDonald takes care of Derek Lavelle at the 30, where it'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, the 49ers will have to be careful on offense. I saw 2 distinctive, different styles of play by the Bengals defense. When Steve Young was in there, they were aggressive. Let's get in his face, because they figure that's where the problem is. He can't move around like he wants to. When Elvis Gerbach came in, all of a sudden they laid back. The 49er passing game looked better.
49ers usually very good on 3rd down through the years, are 0 for 4 today, and that's been plaguing them throughout this season. Floyd in motion, backfield empty, the quick toss, Jerry Rice breaking tackles all the way to midfield. Bo Orlando, the safety, made the tackle. 20 yards on the play.
He makes the extraordinary look ordinary. You know, he really does. When you see him catch the ball, you better put a lick on him and make sure the tackle. Steve Young back quick, sees Rice all by himself. Boom, the missed tackle, and then Rice picks up another 10 yards.
The 49ers are used to seeing teams double-team Jerry Rice in that situation. He was double-teamed there, so what they did, they hit him before the inside defender could come there. Good job by Steve Young.
5th catch today for Rice, 990 in his amazing career. Young underneath. It's Terry Kirby to the 45-yard line, a gain of 6 or 7. Andre Collins and Ricardo McDonald, linebackers, make the stop.
Steve Young is really limping. I mean, when you watch after that throw, I mean, that is really tender. You watch him afterwards. He goes back. He's looking downfield. Hits Kirby with this little short pass, but he can't move. Look at his leg.
Well, not only that, that's a sign of does not want to get hit, trying to avoid any contact, and sooner or later that will get you in trouble throwing the football.
Quick throw to Jerry Rice, and Rice diving across the 40 for a first down at the 39. Jimmy Spencer able to trip him up. Jim Gray has a report.
Dick, Elvis Gerbach is back in the locker room right now. He's getting his left shoulder and his left arm examined in x-ray. When we have the results, we'll get back to you. Dick?
All right, thanks, Jim. Rice now with 6 catches today, 9 away from 1,000 catches. Did you ever think we'd be talking about a 1,000 catch career? Never missed a game. Good play action, and Young going in, and Thompson all alone. The tight end has another touchdown. On the play for Ted Popson.
You know, it's amazing. When Steve Young, it's like the old Steve Young. He isn't moving as fast, but he looked over the entire field. Popson was not his primary target. He looked down the middle of the field and he said, whoa, look what I've got.
Ted Popson with a pair of touchdowns, a 17-yard catch from Gerbach, and now 39 yards from Steve Young as drive for point by Jeff Wilkins. And the 49ers are within 7. Steve Young on a gimpy leg, but he fires this bullet to Popson. 21-14. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Dodge Stratus and Dodge Ram have just received the prestigious J.D. Power & Associates Appeal Award. Stratus tied for most appealing entry midsize car, and Ram receiving the award for the 2nd year in a row as most appealing full-size pickup. The Appeal Award comes from the most knowledgeable automotive experts of all, consumers. Frankly, we're tickled. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Do I like to shop? Oh, yes. How you doing? Franks and beans? Aisle 5. Beans and franks? Aisle 7.
Hi. Hi.
Fat-free. Nothing but carb. Check this out.
You're our 1 millionth shopper.
Even at the supermarket, you can do more with the American Express card. I love this card.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. By Miller Lite, American Light Lager gold medal winner at the 1996 World Beer Cup. By HBO, it's not TV, it's HBO. And by IBM, solutions for a small planet.
Well, this crowd energized by the 49ers' determined drive with the first possession of the half. Wilkins' kick comes down to David Dunn. And Dunn across the 35 to the 37-yard line. 16 on the return. Let's go back to the Young to Popson touchdown.
Well, double the wide receivers if you're the Bengals. Watch the safety splits. Ted Popson goes down the middle, but watch the middle linebacker, Steve Tovar. The play action fake comes up. Whoops, nobody covering a tight end down the middle. And it just makes sense if you're playing the 49er offense. Double Jerry Rice and the wide receivers. Make Ted Popson beat you. Well, he's causing you a lot of problems so far today.
Popson from Portland State with a pair of touchdowns. It's 21-14. Handed off to Hurst outside. One man to beat out there, and Merton Hanks gets him out of bounds, but not until Hurst has about 10 yards.
Boy, Garrison Hurst, can he get to the outside in a hurry? I mean, that was a great move he made. He fakes it right off tackle and then breaks it back outside and just outruns everything. Hanks is the only guy that really had a shot at him.
Again, early in the season, acquired late in training camp from Arizona, 1.4 average, but 5.4 in the last 3 games. And today, he's 11 for 53 yards, 10 on the last play. Down at the 48. First again, finding a little room and barreling into the 48 of San Francisco. Hurst was the 3rd player picked 3 years ago after a brilliant career at Georgia, and like John Carter, in halfway, well, not even halfway through that rookie season, in the 6th game, tore up his knee, missed all the rest of that year, and then the first 6 games of last year. And now that's why he's trying to tell Kijana, it just doesn't come back because you can play again.
That's right. He made a point to us. He says when you make those cuts to go back, that's when you know you're not 100% because you got to take those extra steps instead of just planting and driving.
Much there to the 46-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 4. Plummer and Norton make the tackle, and for Hurst to even flirt with the thought of a 100-yard rushing game, well, that's mighty foreign to Cincinnati and the Bengal fans. It's been 55 consecutive games since they had a man rush for 100 yards.
Well, That stat alone tells you you cannot be a consistent winner in this league. I don't care how good your passing game. Every once in a while, you got to get up there and overpower a defense.
Eric Bieniemy comes in for Hurst. Third down and a long 2. Black goes for it all to Pickens, but it's overthrown. Pickens well covered by Steve Israel. And extra defensive back. So the Bengals, boy, Dave Shula's playing all cards out, isn't he?
Well, I think you have to. I mean, you know, I agree with Phil. If you can't run the football in the National Football League, you can't win. And it's that simple. I mean, look at Jimmy Johnson. We talked to him. The first thing he told us at the beginning of the year, the first game, that we've got to run the football. We're going to run on first down, second down, third down, but we're going to run the football.
Marino or not. Lee Johnson to punt. We're all in on him. Gets a good spiral, but too good into the end zone. And the San Francisco 49ers will get it at their 20-yard line, down by 7.
Subway bakes my bread up fresh, and that's my way. My way.
It's back. The A1 steak and cheese from Subway, smothered with original A1 steak sauce, plus your choice of garden fresh veggies. And for a limited time, you can get the A1 steak and cheese meal deal. That means you get a 6-inch sub, a bag of chips, and a 21-ounce drink for just $3.99.
Subway, my way. Subway.
Hurry in for Subway's A1 steak and cheese meal deal, only $3.99.
Which pickup, do you suppose, has the most powerful gasoline engine, the most powerful diesel, the most cab room, the most available towing, the most available payload, better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC? If you guessed Dodge Ram, you hit it right on the nose. Dodge Ram. The rules have
barely in both. Super Bowl 16 MVP Joe Montana, 2 touchdown passes, including this one to running back Earl Cooper. And the 49ers defense stopped the Bengals 4 times from the 1-yard line as the Niners won Super Bowl 16 26-21. And in Super Bowl 23 was Joe Montana hitting John Taylor, game winner, 34 seconds to play as the Niners came back to beat the Bengals 2016 in Bill Walsh's farewell game. And Randy Cross as well, as you can see. And Bill Walsh concerned now, the administrative assistant this year. I don't think he likes being way upstairs, but he is, you know, to have that kind of genius around is an added bonus for the San Francisco team. And we talk about Jerry Rice a lot. After Walsh and the 49ers won that Super Bowl in the Silverdome, 26-21, they had the last pick in the draft, right? So Walsh had his eyes on a guy named Jerry Rice, and so they traded up, got the 16th pick, and picked Rice, and he has played every game since.
And I talked to Bill yesterday about Rice. He said he's the greatest football player I have ever seen.
Not wide receiver, a player, period.
Football player I've ever seen.
Lloyd Lovell trapped in the backfield by Ricardo McDonald. 6-yard loss. You just wonder, the Bengals, you know, of all the lopsided Super Bowls involving the NFC walloping the AFC, but the Bengals have been competitive in both. But Bill Walsh's 49ers. But what if Cincinnati had won those 2?
Well, it's a big if, but it would have changed history, of course. We wouldn't be looking at the 49ers as the, you know, the team of the century, the team of the 80s, whatever. And the Bengals, of course, our perception would be totally different than it is now. And it probably would have changed all these tough years they had the last 5 or 6 years.
Oh my, 3rd and a dozen, and Young just not fast enough to escape the hazards of a speedy linebacker or defensive back, and able to get off under his own power as Roger Jones caught him from behind.
Well, John Copeland is in there, and this guy, Steve Young, we saw him try to run, and there's Copeland missing, and then he gets whacked there trying to throw the ball away. He just really, he does not have the speed, and it's kind of sad.
Full of speed. Copeland, big 290-pounder, slows him. Then Jones hitting him as he released the ball. So having to punt again. Tommy Thompson, his 3rd of the game. High kick, driving Sawyer back to his 29. Down hard at the 37-yard line. Frankie Smith made the tackle. Timeout, 21-14. USFL. So when you say he's 35, it kind of shocks you a bit. You don't think of him as having that many years on him, and with age comes vulnerability, and then an injury compounds it. He was hit hard on that last sequence. Cincinnati leading 21-14 at the 37. At the line of scrimmage. Roy Barker made the play.
One other thing about Steve Young, though, is now he's down on the sidelines. He can't even sit down, because if that thing cramps up on him at all, I mean, he may not be able to get off the bench. So he has to keep moving when the defense is on the field to keep that thing warm, if he can get it loose.
And the injury has really taken away that asset that has separated him from the average quarterback, that he's a good passer and all, but it's been his scrambling talent, his running ability to get out of trouble that has made him a great quarterback. A loss of a yard on first down for Cincinnati. Second and 11. First. Has worked, not this time. Playing it well as Marquez Pope on the outside. Wouldn't let Hurst get around him.
You know, now the score is 21-14. Phil, you know, we saw this a year ago with Marino in Miami. You know, let's run the ball, conserve it a little bit, run some clock off, run the ball, first down, second down. Now force the quarterback on third and long to pick up the long play. That puts a heavy burden on a quarterback.
Well, it does, Paul, but also they're just trying to keep the pressure off of this offensive line. It's done a good job today. Don't open it up and keep throwing the ball, because sooner or later the 49ers will force you into turnover if you keep taking chances.
Third and 8, and the enemy gets nowhere. No gain. Pope again on that corner. Makes the defensive stop. Dave Shula not happy with the results.
I wasn't happy with the sequence of calls. I mean, they ran the same play basically every time. It didn't gain anything. Well, okay, 2.5 yards.
Bruce Coslett, the offensive coordinator. 7th punt, and since that 50-yard touchdown bomb from Blake to Darnay Scott late in the first half, they've punted 5 straight possessions. Sends off that left-footed spiral to Dexter Carter, lets it bounce, and he stayed out of the end zone, so they'll down that at the 6-yard line. Roger Jones getting downfield to save the touchback and save, in essence, 14 yards with his hustle.
What a heads-up play by Jones. Watch what he does. He knows he's going in the end zone. Watch him flick it back behind his back. Hello.
It's still 21-14, third quarter.
Dodge Stratus and Dodge Ram have just received
$4 million he wanted a year ago.
I'd like to see my favorite athlete running that race, Secretarian.
Into his own end zone. Now they want at least go deflected and incomplete as John Copeland batted it in the air, and that went up for grabs for a moment.
Well, you know, here's a situation where Steve Young should have thrown the ball away the very first time that everyone was covered. He knows he's got a bad leg, Phil, and why run back into the end zone?
Well, we talked about, and Dick, you made a great point. Old habits are hard to break, and this guy's used to scrambling around and making these plays. Right now he can't do it, but his mind doesn't know that yet.
They were looking for the break, a long pass on that first down from the 6. Now inside handoff and move. The Bengals there with a crunching stop from Steve Tovar, the middle backer from Ohio State, put the lick on Derek Lovell.
I would tell you what, when you get what the linebackers are doing, they're playing a 3-4, but what the linebackers are doing, each one of them have a gap, and they're going to the gap. There's just not enough players to block the defense. And the Cincinnati, I'll tell you, the Cincinnati defense, except for a couple of breakdowns on long passes, have been outstanding.
4 yards rushing for the Niners in the game. Cincinnati over the century mark. Now 3rd down and 12 from the 4. Bengals coming. The quick throw is good. Terrell Owens with a first down.
You know, this Terrell Owens, he caught the ball, Phil. You saw him before the game. You looked down, you thought he might have been a tight end. This is a big dude.
He's a big receiver running these inside routes with the San Francisco 49ers. They love him inside. He's a good target for Steve Young to throw to. Good call by the 49ers. The Bengals again on the blitz and 3rd down. Get rid of the ball fast.
Not a bad name, Owens. When you're a San Francisco fan, R.C. Owens, great from yesteryear. Underneath Kirby, and they're calling that no catch. The ball landing on the turf as he simultaneously wrapped his mitts around it.
Did you see Young after the play, Phil?
Right.
I mean, he and I, Phil and I were both sitting there watching. Steve Young after the play is practicing, Dick, throwing. He can't plant. I mean, that's what I think what's hurting him, is trying to plant that leg, and it doesn't have support. But watch him after this. Watch what he does here. He's, you know, man, I can't plant. I can't.
It's the muscles that attach up in the pubis area, and very tough to do therapy. And of course, the movement so restricted, but not for the arm movement, as he drills one to the 36-yard line, and the first down to Terrell Owens, 6'2" and 213 pounds, and another first down. He's playing because J.J. Stokes was injured in practice this week.
49ers, knowing Steve Young really can't get the ball down the field, they keep throwing these short patterns. Owens, big target over the middle. They're doing a good job of making sure Steve Young can get rid of the football quickly and try to make some play. Let it get it into the hands of receivers so they can make some plays.
He was a sixth man in basketball as well at Tennessee Chattanooga. Play action. Underneath. Complete, but for actually a yard loss to Terry Kirby. And James Francis was right there.
You know, the one thing about Owens, you talk about a quick learner. Remember the first pass he caught? And then he fumbled the ball. They stripped him. You look at him now. He catches that ball and tuck that baby away. You're not going to get it away from him anymore.
Second down, 11 for San Francisco. Steve Young playing on what has to be a very painful injured groin. Close to a first down, knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line by Corey Sawyer. 9 on the play. It'll be third down and about 2.5.
Now we're seeing this San Francisco offense that you talked so much about the other day, Phil. They just go to everybody. I mean, they just spread this thing around.
Well, they do an excellent job of spreading the field. They usually put 5 receivers out, and it just enables the quarterback to get rid of the football in a matter of about 2 seconds, and it makes it hard for a defense to get to the quarterback.
Bumped by Young. Spraying for the stripes, and he's got the first down as he hops out of bounds on that injured leg. Tobar and Orlando chased him out, but first down, San Francisco.
Boy, he didn't even hesitate, Phil. I mean, he really didn't hesitate. You got to give this guy a lot of credit. Watch. This is supposed to be a quick pass. He looks up. The receiver's covered. I'm gone. Now I'm running.
Paul, the Bengals trying to pressure inside. They lose a little discipline. They all get inside. Nobody out there to contain Steve Young. Good, smart decision. Run the ball.
Oh, Gimpy's moving good.
Well, yeah, even though he's Gimpy, he's still probably one of the top 5 scramblers in the league, even with this condition now.
1:45 left in the third quarter. 49ers trail Cincinnati 21-14. Goes deep down the middle for Jerry Rice, makes the catch, fumbles it, and it's recovered by Cincinnati. The Bengals on the bounce. Bo Orlando. Rice making a spectacular effort, bobbled it in the air, and Orlando there to make the tackle, found it falling right in his lap.
Look at Bo Orlando. You see him coming off laughing. You talk about being lucky. That would have been there would have been a highlight for Jerry Rice on the highlight film. Watch this almost catch. Comes back. The ball comes back up. And Bo Orlando hits it up. Oh, is that unbelievable?
Gracie Walker, the safety, saw Jerry Rice running down the middle. He pops it up in the air. Bo Orlando makes the catch.
Cincinnati ball. Orlando, his first interception as a Bengal. First 6 games for San Francisco. Turned it over 5 times. 4 today against Cincinnati. Fans booing the call, but we'll show it to you again. It was a proper call. Blake throws incomplete. Broken up by Marquez Pope, intended for Carl Pickens. Now, Jerry Rice is such a competitive player, and wants everything. An average receiver, this play's over right now, but he tries to keep it alive. He's reaching for it, and then Walker reaches in, bats it in the air to Orlando. An incredible play with the ball never hit the ground. Rice never had possession.
No, it's on his shoulder. You watch where the ball is. When he rolls over, the ball is on his shoulder. Walker does a great job of knocking it in the air.
Second and 10 at the 13. And ripped down is Garrison Hurst. Roy Barker and others in on that tackle. Third down and 10 for Cincinnati as Dave Shula sends in a couple of different skill players. Eric Bieniemy comes in, as does David Dunn.
Well, it looks like the San Francisco 49ers attitude defensively, Phil. Go ahead. You go ahead and throw it, because we're gonna stop your running. You're not gonna run the ball on us anymore.
Third down success for the Bengals, critical to their lead. We're in the final minute of the third quarter. Incomplete. Darnay Scott. And it's 3 and out for Cincinnati.
We just saw another little short armor. Darnay Scott, that's the third one I've seen in this ball game. That ball was out in front where it should have been caught.
Yeah, it could have been, Paul, but also I see Jeff Blake seeing some of the results of the 10 sacks last week. Hurries his throws. Is sharp, and he's worried about not getting time, and that's why he delivered the ball a little too far in front of the receiver.
Lee Johnson lining up in his own end zone, kicking it to Dexter Carter. Carter at the 42 of San Francisco. Ball bounce. Oh, it hit Marquez Pope, but fortunately on the sidelines for San Francisco, where it was bumped out of bounds. Niners will have it at their 40. Let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, in Denver, Baltimore's Vinny Testaverde for the third straight game has thrown 3 touchdowns. A 25-yarder to Michael Jackson. 2-point conversion failed for a 28-26 Denver lead, but Jason Elam has kicked a field goal. Denver now leads at 31-26. Dick?
Oh, it has been a fascinating day of football, and no such thing as favorite and underdog. Everybody involved, and the lesser the two teams often threatening, as Atlanta did Dallas, right down to the final gun. First down at the 40. Carter. 5, 10, 15, and out of bounds at the Cincinnati 41-yard line. 18 on the play.
The San Francisco 49ers shifted. What they did is, now watch, when they moved the tight end over, that shifted the whole defense.
And they never have a chance to get set because of all that shifting, and the 49ers must have seen this. Good job of giving that offensive formation, and the crowd gets excited when the 49ers can run for 10 yards. Because it just doesn't happen too often.
They had a total of 9 yards in the game until that 18-yard rushing, that is, until that 18-yard effort as final seconds tick off, and that's the end of the third quarter in San Francisco, where the Bengals lead 21-14. Back after these messages from your local station.
Tuesday, Paul and Jamie make contact with their new baby. Hello. And celebrate their greatest moments.
If I could have the kid... Don't even start. You'd have one cramp and kill yourself.
And all he met about you, NBC Tuesday.
Neon taught us that cars can be fun.
Quarter wide open is William Floyd. And Floyd back from injury, pulling his way to the 18-yard line.
Dick, the one thing about this run with Floyd now, a lot of guys will say, all right, I'm pinned to the sideline, let me get out. Floyd hasn't played for so long, and he wants the game so badly, when they throw him the ball, he's not about to go out.
The Bengals again blitz. Nobody is accounting for William Floyd out in the flat. Steve Young, the 49ers, the quarterbacks are taught if there's a blitz, we can't pick it up, throw it to the receivers running the shortest route. That was William Floyd.
So an 18-yard run by Dexter Carter, and now William Floyd with 24 on the pass play. Inside to Terry Kirby to the 12-yard line. Andre Collins in on the stop. Now the Cincinnati Bengals, taking advantage of rare 49er turnovers, jumped out to a 21-0 lead on 3 first-half touchdown passes by quarterback Jeff Blake. And Dave Shula's team has seen the 49ers slowly erode that lead. Despite injuries to 49er quarterbacks, Elvis Gerbach out for the game with a arm injury, and Young Gippy on a groin injury, trying to hit Jerry Rice, and he was squeezed out of bounds by Jimmy Spencer, the cornerback. Rice thought he was interfered.
Steve Young trying to throw the ball before the defender turns around. Jimmy Spencer, an excellent man coverage, turns around for the look for the ball. That is not a penalty.
Let's go down to Jim Gray.
Dick, the x-rays on Elvis Gerbach are negative. They will re-examine him tomorrow, but Elvis will not return.
All right, so it's up to Steve Young. They're down 5. Hard as he gets to the 8-yard line. He'll be short by a yard, yard and a half. Ricardo McDonald in on the tackle.
Looks like the 49ers are going to go for it again on 4th down.
Well, the one thing is their defense, they're playing so well now. The defense is back together again, and they have, what, the third-rated defense in the National Football League, so they're playing well. And this is not a bad gamble. But, again, you know, you're still going to have to get a field goal somewhere to win this football game.
They spot at the 9, so it's 4th and 2. 49ers 60% successful on 4th. Young keeps the ball and has the first down, I believe, as he skids out at the 7, inside the 7, 1st and goal.
What a heads-up play by Popson, the tight end. He goes out, and you'll see him come back and a peel-back block to help Steve Young. Watch number 85. He comes back in. Now watch this. I think Young had the linebacker beaten anyway, but he still comes back and makes a play.
Well, the Bengals are going to be upset when they see this play. They had the perfect defense on, and Bill Walsh living the play with the players. They had the perfect defense on to stop that play. Ricardo McDonald loses containment.
Quarterback sneak, Young, and perhaps the 49ers feeling that Young, because of the injury, the Bengals not looking for him to handle the ball, especially to run it, are using him in that capacity.
Well, that was the old goose play. You know, you go up there, there's nobody over the center, you goose him, and he snaps it, and you run for the try to sneak in the end zone before people see you.
Well, I was kind of wondering what was Kirby doing in the backfield. He was just kind of standing there. They don't even pay attention to what's going on. That's it. You're the only two guys that know about it?
The only two. Well, no, the other rest of the team knows that they just act like nothing's going to happen, and you try to catch the defense off guard.
2nd and goal from the 3. Francis got outside the blockers, turned it in, and Steve Tovar made the tackle.
Let me ask you a question here. It's now 3rd down and about, 7. They went for it on 4th and 2. Is this 4-down territory now? Are you already committed yourself to the touchdown?
No, I hate it when you ask me questions I can't answer.
You're a quarterback.
No, I would think if they do not make it this time, calling me a dummy, but if they don't make it this time, I think they would kick the field goal.
You do?
Unless they get inside the 2-yard line.
Okay.
Jerry Rice is to the near side. They send the tight end in motion. They look for Rice. He's covered, and now Young's going to slip. Intercepted by the Bengals, Jimmy Spencer. The 4th interception today for Cincinnati, and flags are down. Spencer, who's been quite remarkable in his play since slicing off half of his thumb, and even at that, all bandaged up, returned a fumble 59 yards for a score against Houston. That would be his 2nd interception of the year. Let's see if it counts.
Illegal forward pass on number 8, the quarterback. He was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. The penalty is declined. 1st down with the interception for Cincinnati.
So that cost the 49ers a chance to go for the field goal. The interception by Spencer.
Well, remember, the line of scrimmage is the 7-yard line. Here's Young faking. He's down at the 6. Excellent call. But what an interception that is.
So Jimmy Spencer gets the balls for the Bengals. It's starting to become painful for 49er fans. Have denied the 49ers a tying score on Jimmy Spencer's interception at the 2-yard line. And now Jeff Blake. Bengals from the 2 as the 49er defense will try to hold them in check, get the ball back. Good field position. To a safety as Roy Barker all over Blake.
He had a whole lot of things working there. Almost a safety and almost intentional grounding.
The Bengals coming out trying to be aggressive with their play calling. Roy Barker has him in the grass.
Ooh. I'd like to know where the receiver was.
Well, the receiver is going to be Jeff Cochran. Right? That's the person he was trying to throw it to, and the referee must have seen him because he did not throw the flag.
Again from the end zone, the throw. Pickens on the far side. What a throw by Blake right down the bottom of the barrel to Carl Pickens, and a first down.
You know what's so great about this play with Pickens is he's looking directly back into the sun. Look at Pickens, right back in the sun. You can see it on his face, has the concentration, and makes the catch.
And Dick, you're right. That is dropping it into the bottom of the barrel. Jeff Blake, even his short balls, perfect touch on him, and that's beautiful.
Tyrone Drakeford had him covered. First down play. And a hole for Eric Bieniemy. The little man from Colorado has a first down out to the 35-yard line on a 14-yard run before Gary Plummer got him down.
Good little change of play, pace play by the Bengals. A trap inside. Eric Bieniemy has good speed and quickness. Gets through there before the defense can react.
This is the offense we saw in the first quarter.
And that was Willie Anderson, the rookie tackle, that opened the hole.
I think Willie might be there for a long time now.
325 pounds, just 21 years of age, number 71 at left tackle. They run behind him again. And it's Garrison Hurst across the 45, 11 yards and a first down.
You know what this is? This is like an old false trap that they used to run years ago. They pull the guard, and what happens is the linebacker goes with it, and you come right back where the guy pulled. Take a look on the left-hand side of your screen. You're going to see the guard pull. Now watch everybody go that way.
Yes.
Hurst comes right back into the hole because there's no linebacker, nobody filling that gap.
Paul, they call this the sucker play. That it really is. It's just a gamble by the offense. Make you think it's going right, have no blocking lead in the runner.
From the 2-yard line, the Bengals move it out to their 46. Woodall and Stubblefield to make the tackle. Pleasure to have one of the #1 49er fans with us, and one of the #1 men in golf, Roger Maltby. And Roger sits with Eddie DeBartolo, I know, and gives him all the plays. During, of course.
Oh, I tell him everything to do, sure.
And how about Tiger Woods? He wins again today.
Isn't that something? I thought he might get off to a slow start. He had never competed against professionals very well while an amateur. But look, he wins again today. It's unbelievable what he's done in a short period of time.
20-year-old will make golf mighty exciting for many years for all of us.
Is it exciting for you, Roger, because you're a tour player and announcer, that Tiger Woods is coming out on the tour and having such an impact?
No question. I think he is the most exciting thing that's happened to golf, certainly since I've been around it, which is over 20 years. I think it's great.
What I find so good about, I watched you do the amateur when he won it for the 3rd time, and you're going, wow, whoa, you can't believe he's hitting the ball and the talent he has.
You can't believe what he can do.
Well, for a man from San Jose State, Roger Maltby, he has to honor those Stanford guys, too.
That's it.
3rd down and 1 for the Bengals. And they don't make it as Cochran on the inside handoff, and Tim McDonald up there to stuff the hole, and Dave Shula with a ball at the San Francisco 45-yard line. Midpoint of the 4th quarter, has a 4th and 1 decision, and he's made that since on the kicking team.
There is no decision. The defense is playing well. You kick the ball away, you put them back in the hole, and make them go at least 80, and you hope it's 90.
And Lee Johnson has to kick it
out of bounds. I mean, I don't know why he's kicking the end zone. I mean, you don't get extra money if you have the best average in football. Put the ball out of bounds at about the 5.
Dexter Carter back at the 10. This is the 9th punt of the afternoon for Lee Johnson, who broke in as a barefooted kicker in the NFL. And they'll let the play clock run out and take the delay of game penalty. Johnson was drafted by Houston back in '85.
You know, Roger, I play a lot like Tiger. I mean, at my age. But you know, when you see a guy, I mean, on the tour consistently on a par 5 that's 500 and some yards, he hits driver 5-iron to the green. I mean, this goes on week after week.
Well, he not only hits a driver for it, but you got to remember he's in the 5-iron from about 220 yards. As opposed to 150 for you.
No, 140.
Golf architects are going to have to redesign all the major courses. Lee Johnson into the sun, Terry Kirby with a fair catch at the 9-yard line. Fans moan. They thought Kirby had a chance to return it. John Copeland has the sack at the 2-yard line, the 4th sack of the game for the Bengals. Well, Roger, I know you have to go. We thank you for coming aboard. You're with DeBartolo. Anything that they're talking about down in the owner's booth that we could...
Well, obviously they're concerned about this football game, but I think the bigger concern right now is for Steve Young and for Elvis Gerbach. That certainly puts a lot of question marks in all the minds of not only the staff and the administration ownership, but the fans here in San Francisco.
Do you have any suggestions, Roger, about what to do?
I told him my arm's feeling pretty good.
Hey, good luck at Camp Lua. You'll be playing there next month.
I will next month. Thank you, Dick.
Roger Mulkey.
Bye, guys.
Out of the end zone, the throw to Kirby to the 15-yard line, but brought down 4 yards short of the first down by Steve Tovar, who is at a big game, and that brings up 4th down for San Francisco. And now the clock becomes a factor. Less than 6 minutes left in the 4th. Well, if you weren't with us earlier on NFL for the 1-hour pregame show, you heard Phil Simms and talk about the embarrassment and the anger and the frustration of George Seifert in the loss at Green Bay, and that's carried over today. Still trailing by 7. Corey Sawyer back at the Cincinnati 43. Short kick. Good bounce. Great bounce. All the way inside the 35-yard line. So Seifert's 49ers. Shula's Bengals down to 5:23 left. Late for San Francisco. 5:23 left in the 4th. Cincinnati has led throughout. 21-0. Now 21-14. The MetLife Snoopy 2 teaming up with NBC to give you those great aerial shots today from the 34. First finding room outside. A good ad-lib effort to the 41-yard line. A gain of about 7.
Garrison Hurst just an excellent job of having feel, knowing that there was nothing inside. He broke it outside. Paul, the 49ers were playing run right from the start. They had 8 defenders close to the line of scrimmage. Bengals still make a positive.
I'll tell you, the guy, Willie Anderson, what a job he did, just sealing off on the outside. He had Lee Woodall just tied up. He couldn't get outside. Made a great play.
81 yards rushing now for Hurst. Timeout called by the Cincinnati Bengals with 4:45 left.
Listen, Candace, we know what you're going through. Ever since Sprint launched that Diamond Minute rate, people just won't leave you alone.
And now we hear Sprint's really turning up the heat.
Now you can get 10 cents a minute 24 hours a day to the number you call the most.
So if you're watching, Candace, my advice to you is to go long and never come back.
I would ask to be traded to another city.
I got it. Assume a whole new identity.
Hey, now there's an idea.
Call now and get a limited edition NFL phone card when you sign up for 10 cents a minute.
Carolina. His 3 touchdown passes in the first half. 5 for 15 of his last throws. Looks at second down 3 at the 41-yard line. Play action roll. First time they've shown that today. And Blake keeps it and dives for the first down across the 45. He has that talent. He knows how to run it.
He does. He picks his spot and does an excellent job of seeing the run there. He knew that this first down was a big first down to get in this football game because the clock really becomes a problem now for the 49ers. But I've been waiting for this play all day long. They've been running it well. Where's the misdirection? Let the quarterback get outside, get some extra time to run or throw the football.
Well, and with 4:13, 4:12 left, now George Seifert's got to decide when's he going to start using some of his timeouts. First down at the 46. Hurst Hurst breaking through across the 50 to the 49, and a timeout called by San Francisco. So George Sievert has 2 timeouts left. We'll use this break to go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, quite the shootout in Denver. Vinny Testaverde has thrown 4 touchdown passes. This is John Elway's 3rd of the day, all 3 to Ed McCaffrey. That one good for 6 yards. Now it's 38-34, Denver leading Baltimore. At the conclusion of your game, Dick, viewers will be switched to the end of this one.
Now that's assuming that this one doesn't go overtime, and we continue on as well, but that's a high-scoring affair at Mile High.
Dick, you know, one other thing about, you were talking about Blake and all the things you can say about Jeff Blake. The other thing, when you watch him in the ball game, and obviously we haven't seen him that much, but he makes excellent decisions.
Yes.
He really does.
Well, he manages the football game very well. He knows when to throw it away, when to take a sack. Just like that last play, the play before, run the football. He knew how important it was in the focus of the game and the grand scale. And that's what you want your quarterback to be able to do, to manage the football game for the head coach and the team.
I make no question about it. There is one leader on the Cincinnati team, and it's Blake. All the players say that first. Nothing there at the 49-47, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Second timeout spent by the Niners with 3:47 left. Now here's Blake's efforts in that first half, the 3 touchdowns. The first one speared by tight end Tony McGee. And then the short pass, good run, Garrison Hurst. And then the bomb. This is the Jeff Blake that excited the NFL last year. Took him to the Pro Bowl, Darnay Scott.
Wow, still throws. I think still throws the prettiest long ball in the NFL. It just gets it out there. He throws it so high and long, it's hard for the defense to keep looking at it and react. It really kind of freezes the defensive back.
Did you have a long ball throwing contest at NFL quarterback challenge?
At the quarterback challenge, he wins it.
He won it.
I'm going to tell you something. He said, but you know, I was throwing against the wind. I only threw it 70. You asked him. He said I only threw it 71 yards. But you have to throw it accurately. You have to throw it inside of a zone.
Big play, 3rd and 3. Blake throws for it, and one hops it out to Darnay Scott.
Oh, Jeff Blake knows he has the first down. He has Darnay Scott wide open, and he throws it into the dirt.
One of the few bad throws of the day.
Yes, it is. He just gets a little anxious, gets over the top of his leg, and when a quarterback gets over the top of the front leg, that ball goes down every single time.
So Johnson to punt. The 49ers will get the ball. Plenty of time. 3:43 with 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning. Dexter Carter at the 10. Toward the sidelines. Good kick by Johnson, as they will mark it up around the 15, I believe. The Bengals have only beaten the 49ers. They mark it at the 11-yard line. That was their very first meeting. Back in '74, the arm of Ken Anderson and the talented hands of tight end Bob Trumpy and wide receiver Isaac Curtis. The Bengals beat the 49ers 21-3. The first meeting ever between these two teams. San Francisco has won the last 8.
There's Kenny.
Kenny, quarterback, and he said a lot of nice things about Jeff Blake last night. Kenny Anderson, really one of the fine quarterbacks to ever play. Just said Jeff Blake is a pleasure to work with, a hard worker, he's smart, and like you said earlier, Dick, he is the leader of this football team.
So Steve Young starts from his own 12-yard line. Steve Tovar there to make the capture at the 15. As Ted Popson with 2 touchdown catches today gets only 3 on that one. Full length of the field to cover for San Francisco for a tie. Good burst of speed and a first down at the 26-yard line. Corey Sawyer from the secondary with a tackle after a gain of 9.
The Bengals are truly in, Paul, what they call the prevent defense, and they are off the receivers. There's only 3 different defensive linemen.
Steve Young pumps, scrambles, to the sidelines. First down at the 38-yard line. 12 on the scramble, and he looks actually as if he's running better now than he did at the end of the first half.
Well, he's getting loose, Dick. You're right. And Paul, here's the prevent defense the Bengals are playing. Look at this. 3 down linemen. Look at the defenders, how far they're off the football. And what happens, Steve Young can't find anybody to throw to, but look at the lanes he can step up into. And then he limps for a 10-yard gain.
2:48 left. They show blitz, and here they come. To Kirby. Kirby saving the timeout. Gets out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Jimmy Spencer there, the cornerback, 5 yards on the pass play.
The only thing I always thought about a prevent defense, it prevents you from winning a football game. It prevents them from getting a field goal, but allows them to get a touchdown. I just don't understand when you play defense all day long and you do so well, and then in the last couple of minutes of the ball game you let them run up and down the field. I don't believe in that.
Paul, the reason I didn't like in that situation, you're letting the offense get started. Paul, the reason I didn't like in that situation, you're letting the offense get started, and once they get started, that momentum, they get in a rhythm and they get confident, and that's what you don't want to happen.
Playing a little tighter this time, and then Young cranks it up and throws it into Thompson. First down at the 45 of Cincinnati. They'll hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Yards. Popson with 8 catches today. Those are Brent Jones type numbers. 2 touchdowns.
49ers have 1 timeout left and the 2-minute.
2:15 left in the 4th. Young goes deep. Open doors. Touchdown. Terrell Owens. Chattanooga has his first NFL touchdown, and the 49ers are an extra point away from tying it up.
If you people weren't with us at the beginning of this game, folks, understand something. Steve Young was benched after the 3rd series of downs. Elvis Gerbeck gets hurt. They put Steve Young back in the game, and he throws 2 touchdowns.
And the game is now tied on Wilkins' extra point as San Francisco rallies from 21-0 down. And Terrell Owens, who fumbled one of the turnovers that led to a Cincinnati touchdown in the first half, makes this catch to complete a 45-yard play.
Steve Young, with a lot of time, throws the perfect pass inside. It was actually good coverage by Ashley Ambrose. You cannot stop the throw when it's right on the money. A good job, a good route run by Owens.
We look at Ambrose. He's right on him. I mean, if that ball is even short by a half yard, actually Ambrose breaks up. But that ball so far out front and perfectly thrown, Dick, he has nothing to do but catch it.
Paul, it's almost a prevent defense again, and that's the reason he got so much time to throw. 3 defensive linemen, Owens, Ambrose, but watch, Bo Orlando up at the top. His responsibility, help on inside, deep routes. He gets caught looking the other way.
That's where Jerry Rice was. They're looking for 80, and they miss 81. Owens, the rookie, and Young takes his team 88 yards in 6 plays. And Owens, I guess he's been rehearsing. He's been waiting for this moment.
Well, I would tell you one thing. When I was looking at that, when you were drawing that thing where Bo Orlando was, that is a long distance to cover. He's in the center of the field. That means he's got it with the 53 yards wide. He's got to cover some 26 yards.
But the route was running to the inside. He looked at the quarterback, looking to his right, and that's why he moved so far over, Paul.
Picked off by Wilkins to Corey Sawyer. And Sawyer protecting the ball, gets it out across the 30, and a flag goes down at the 2-minute timeout. And if against Cincinnati, that'll push the Bengals back in bad field position.
Illegal block in the back. During the return, above the waist, number 58 of the return team. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
That'll take the ball inside the 15. That's where the Bengals will start with 2 minutes to go. It's tied.
Busy in this second half.
8 possessions, 8 punts since they led 21-0, the Bengals. 3 first-half touchdown throws by Jeff Blake, and they begin from the 14-yard line. Cincinnati has used 1 timeout, remember, so they have just 2 remaining. We'll see how they play it pinned so deep in their own end. Scott left, Pickens right. Bieniemy and Carter with Bieniemy in motion. They like to throw to him. Over the middle, incomplete. Scott was open off his fingertips.
Again, I'm seeing now Blake had plenty of time to throw the football and plenty of time to look around to find out who he wants. Scott coming across the middle, goes off his fingertips. You see Scott coming across right there. The ball is high. But again, Blake had plenty of time to throw it.
Now Blake bounced one on that critical chance for a first down on the last possession. And now a little high to Scott.
I think, oh, I'm sorry, Dick. I would think the Bengals need to run the football this play.
They're not. Blake scrambling for his right. Throws incomplete.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but what I mean is because now they're going to give the 49ers a chance to win this game at the end because of the clock. They could have run it and really ran a lot of time off and ensure themselves of not getting beat in regulation time.
Well, and the 49ers have 1 timeout left. If, in fact, the Cincinnati Bengals would run a play here, they're going to take the 49ers will take their last time out because they don't care. They just want to get the ball in good field position. All they need is 3, which they could have had earlier when they went for that 4th down.
Jeff Blake 2 for the last 9. Intercepted by Grateful. Cedric Dodge with his first of the year. Another missed throw. The first turnover by and Dodge just playing that deep safety gets the gift.
Well, it's just Dick, that was a bad decision by Jeff Blake. You got safeties deep. Do not try to lob the ball over a defender in the middle of the field. It would have taken an incredible throw to hit the receiver.
And the 49ers have it at the Bengal 32. They're already in field goal range. 1 timeout left, 1:40 remaining in the 4th. Goes to work. Can't find Terry Kirby, and the Bengals didn't play prevent there. They were coming after Young the way they did the first half. Jim Gray?
Dick, there's a strong wind down here on the field, which is really going to favor Jeff Wilkins if he attempts to kick the ball. So 49 yards right now is well within his range.
Favoring a wind from left to right. Wilkins, longest this year is 48. In fact, that's the longest of his career. 2-year career in San Francisco. Floyd seeing his first duty in a year, and the big man barreling up the middle.
Well, this is a different story. Now, remember against the Green Bay Packers how they kind of just sat around and they ran those 3 plays, and Coach Seaver said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever done, the coaching job. Well, now you have Steve Young in there. I mean, we know he's not completely healthy, but you do have Steve Young in there. They are in field goal range right now. They may just run another play to keep it in the middle with this wind behind them. But the thing about it is they're going to give it back to Blake again with a minute 20, maybe a minute 15 seconds. So I would believe that they're still going to try to get the touchdown or at least get down the field a little bit further and not just sit on this ball.
Yeah, they're going to be aggressive with this 3rd down call and try to pick up the first down to get it inside where it's well, of course, a much easier field goal try.
So Jeff Blake's numbers dwindling in the second half after a brilliant first half. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 5, and that timeout was taken by Cincinnati. Bruce Kozla talking down to Jeff Blake, the offensive coordinator. To the quarterback, it's 3rd and 5. Bengals crowd the line of scrimmage. Young. Jerry Rice, first down at the 15.
See, Dick, this is the difference from Monday night against the Green Bay Packers. You have Steve Young in the game. You go for it. You get this ball down the field. Now you force the Cincinnati Bengals to take another timeout, and that would be their last one.
The Bengals trying to make a play. They blitz inside. The 49ers do a good job of picking it up, and Steve Young looks for the person that's always open, Jerry Rice, over the middle.
His 7th catch today, his 50th of the year. And he makes that another year of 50 or more catches. No one has been more successful. He's just going to own all the records before his career ends. 11 straight seasons with at least 50, and of course most of those years up closer to 100. Larkin and Clark had 10 in a row. Rice now moves past them.
Well, here's the situation. Cincinnati, they have no more timeouts. Now it's a situation. You're at the 15-yard line. That'll be a 32-yard field goal from right here. You just run the clock down now. They can't stop it. You can still have yours one timeout, the San Francisco 49ers.
Owens, who caught the big touchdown to tie it to the left, Rice to the right.
He's going to be tackled. That's okay.
Wilkins adds the extra point, 28-21. The bad news for the Bengals, they're behind 28-21. The good news is that Young scored with 1 minute 8 seconds left. They'll have a chance.
But no timeout. But do you agree, Phil, or not, that here's Steve Young. When you see him going out here, he's got the ball. They don't risk a fumble, no risk of the handoff. He keeps the ball. He gets outside, and he sees, man, this is all wide open.
Well, the Bengals, watch the safeties of the Cincinnati Bengals, the outside linebackers, everybody selling out, trying to make a play, and nobody is outside.
25th rushing touchdown for Steve Young. And Bill Walsh, who was part of the mastermind in bringing Young here, even though he had Joe Montana. Jeff Blake so close to authoring a major upset here in San Francisco. We'll get a chance, but it'll be desperation at best for him.
Man, was he positive yesterday about all we have to do is just go out and play the kind of football that we are capable of playing. And, you know, here the Bengals, they go up 21 points. But, again, I think when you go back and look at this film, they stopped doing some of the things that got them away, got them to 21.
Those of you who have just seen the Cardinals defeat Jacksonville 17-14. San Francisco's just taken the lead 28-21. And the return by David Dunn with a flag down at the 20-yard line. Junior Bryant made the tackle. Cincinnati scored the first 21 points. 3 touchdown passes by quarterback Jeff Blake in the first half. They led 21-7 at the intermission, but the 49ers...
Face mask, 5 yards on 27. Tacked on to the end of the run. First down for Cincinnati.
But the 49ers have rallied, and where Cincinnati had 5 turnovers in the game, had played flawlessly, they turned it over late. An interception by Dodge at the Cincinnati 32, and Steve Young on a gimpy leg bootlegs it in for the score from 15 yards out. Elvis Grbac injured, replacing Young in the first half. Young not 100%, but what an effort by him. Now it's up to Blake. No timeouts remaining. 1 minute left in the game. Throws to Bieniemy, can't get out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Cincinnati hurries it up. 50 seconds left. Norton and McDonald make the play for the 49ers. Blake isn't just going to down the ball. 40 seconds left. Across the line of scrimmage, I believe, as he throws the pass complete to the tight end, Tony McGee, who carries tacklers with him to the San Francisco 49. But the flags are down, and Blake had crossed the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball.
You get into a situation like this, and you're just trying to do whatever.
Illegal forward pass on the quarterback, number 8, threw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. That's a 5-yard penalty.
So you do whatever you're trying to do to win this football game. And here's Blake. He can't make the throw here, so he steps up. And now you're really caught in no man's land. I mean, he can't run it now, and he has to throw the ball. And you're going to get penalized for it.
It's 3rd down and 11 back at the 29 with 27 seconds left. Screen it to John Carter. He gets to the 32-yard line, but inbounds. 4th down, and Blake might have time for a desperation throw.
Well, they need to kill the clock to give themselves.
It's 3rd down.
3rd down. Kill the clock.
And 5 seconds.
Now you have to.
Play.
I'm sorry, Dick. You just got to hope for a defensive penalty on a long throw, a pass interference, so you can get one more shot. That's your only hope right now.
Well, Drakeford's heading down to the 20-yard line. He's a defensive back. You take your defensive backs and run them way down there. Because they're not going to throw anything short.
Yeah, they're having a scoring fest at Mile High Stadium, the Ravens and the Broncos, and we'll be sending you out to Denver immediately following the end of this game. First 21 to Cincinnati, and then the next 28 for San Francisco.
This has got to be the 3rd game this year that the Bengals have lost. Maybe not in this dramatic a fashion, but games where they had to, it looked like they were going to win it. They've controlled it, and somehow they found a way to lose.
And things won't get any easier on Shula, has already been pretty well on the spit and barbecued in the Queen City.
I thought when you
that's why I said 4th down.
Beyond, isn't that
lost it down?
Automatic lost it down. You're right. They did not change the yard markers when he did it.
And so that was the 4th down play, and the ball should go over to San Francisco on downs on a officiating error.
Well, that's right. It's an officiating error, Dick, because the Bengals, of course, called their plays and did what they did through the screen pass and everything because of the down markers and the way the officials marked it.
You talk about a strange weekend in National Football League. How about Houston 23-13 over Pittsburgh?
Well, Houston's a good team, and it was down in the Astrodome, and there was a lot of animosity between those teams.
They still have some time left in the game.
On the illegal forward pass, that was a loss of down. So the down was really 4th down, so it's 1st down, San Francisco.
Just another part of the pill you force down Dave Shula's throat. It's an officiating error. It's not the responsibility of the coaching staff to keep track of the downs. It's the correct call, but made a bit too late.
Every camera crew in California is out on the field to try to do some interviews, and now they got to get off the field because they have to run a play.
Meanwhile, for Shula, just so close, this team. It's got talent. He had them ready. I mean, they played with spirit today. They had the lead.
I think they really last week 10 sacks, but the Pittsburgh Steelers against Cincinnati, the Bengals, but they had every chance to win that game even last week, and they just got to be wondering how they're going to find a way to make a play when it counts late in the ball game to give them the wins.
Meanwhile, Steve Young kneels down. That's it for the 49ers. A heroic effort by quarterback Steve Young. George Seifert's team 5-2 as they rally from a
trade deal has cost more than $500,000 American